money. Money. I love that money.
Lucas.
Money. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. You don't really wanna play. Money, 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 money's what I'm talking about. We don't really know what you been talking about. And you don't really wanna play. You don't know what to say. It's money, 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 money's what I'm talking about. We don't really know what you always been talking about. And I don't wanna be the one who always really talk about. And you don't really wanna play. You don't know what to say. Cause money, 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 money's what I'm talking about. Money, 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 make you shut your mouth. Don't never ever talk about it if you never had the clout. You don't know what to say, stay up out of my way. Cause money, 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 make them shut them off. Keep playing with these goonies, boy, I'm gonna have to make the call. Stay in bounds on your pivot, boy, if you gon' ball. Cause a lot of niggas be fake, and you really can't play. Cause we done got it out the mud, nigga, what you talking about? Screaming, oh my God, money got me pride. They living a lie, look into my eyes, they might seem surprised, this is homicide. We just multiply, we been on the rise. If we got some wings, fuck it, we gon' have to fly. Money, 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 money's what I'm talking about. Day in my life, take me a different route. Use all my case, niggas on my face. You can get erased, what you talking about? Money, 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 money's what I'm talking about. We don't really know what you been talking about. And you don't really wanna play. You don't know what to say. Cause money, 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 money's what I'm talking about. We don't really know what you always been talking about. And I don't wanna be the one who always really talk about. And you don't really wanna play. You don't know what to say. Cause money, 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 money's what I'm talking about. You never crossing these borders. I'm whipping it up, Gordon Ramsay. I swear that I'm cooking these orders. You talk about me, you better just hope that you can just really afford it. I'm ballin', I'm ballin', I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm feeling like Robert Tahori, nigga, I'm scoring. I count in the morning. They talk about me, then I gotta ignore it. My bitches be foreign, so independent, my money be corporate. These rappers is boring. You hate me and I'm always gonna adore it. I'm smoking that soaring. She always go ahead and let me explore it. I call her my Dora. You can go and talk about me, I ain't flawless. I go put my all in. If a nigga talk about me, then I'm gone in. You know that I'm gone in. Jump in, take trips, Pompeii. All day, always keep 3 stacks like Andre. I get it, I get it, I get it, I get it, man. And you can never, ever, ever get rid of that. So watch what you say, and watch how you do. If you playing the game, then you play by the rules. Money, 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 money's what I'm talking about. We don't really know what you been talking about. And you don't really wanna play. You don't know what to say. Cause money, 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 money's what I'm talking about. We don't really know what you always been talking about. And I don't wanna be the one who always really talk about. And you don't really wanna play. You don't know what to say. Cause money, 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 money's what I'm talking about.
Money, money, money is what I'm talking about. And in CP3 case, guns, guns, guns is what he talks about.
Hey, man, it's a beautiful thing, baby.
It's beautiful.
Guns are beautiful, man.
Guns are beautiful. Okay.
Some of them are.
Yeah, you take them apart, put them together.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like I like the general look of
So,
it. Mm-hmm.
so we are back with the, as I like to label us, the world's most dangerous podcast. Because we drink and tell truth.
Oops.
And we do a lot of drinking, we do a lot of truth telling too. So, hey, do not share or send us your songs if you're not ready for the truth. If your shit's whack, we're gonna tell you you're whack. If your shit's mediocre, we're gonna tell you it's mediocre. If it's hot, we're gonna tell you that too.
True that.
So, you know, if you have eggshell feelings, this may not be the platform for you.
Definitely not.
You know. So, we was off last week. I was in Miami. Before we even get started on all that stuff, first we gotta talk about DMX.
Yeah.
Our prayers go out to this brother. Um, and so, when some of the reports and stuff, this is why I hate white media
Mm-hmm.
because we already knew that DMX, suffered from a crack problem, an addiction. Anybody who doesn't deal with an addiction doesn't know it's a lifelong battle. And they could be like, you could be sober 1 minute, you could be clean. Like my personal truth is my grandmother was a substance abuse counselor for Second Genesis, but she was also an alcoholic. So I know alcoholism, even though we do at the bar, but I know alcoholism runs in this family. And it's a fight to maintain my sanity at times. So and that's not even being heavily involved. Like when I was younger, my 20s, partying, drinking, you didn't understand concepts like that. But after watching your grandmother die, because the only thing that she doesn't, because she's not eating, and the only thing that she's craving is alcohol. And then when you finally get her alcohol free, just for her to die, it takes its toll on you. So you don't understand what addiction is.
Right.
You know, a lot of people who don't. So when I see these comments and they want to talk about he was in jail for tax evasion. This is my biggest problem with white media. Like when David Bowie died, he died. No one brought up his past. When Prince died, TMZ kept searching and searching, and finally they could finally say, um, you know, Prince died of an overdose. Like they just wanted, the same. When Michael Jackson passed away, um, you know, all the allegations just came out and all this stuff. But we don't get that with white celebrities.
Nope.
When black celebrities go through something, they will bring out all the negative stuff during these vulnerable moments. And this is kind of why I hate TMZ. You know, when Marion Barry died, they brought up the whole crack thing and stuff, and TMZ didn't even exist when that happened. You know, and then they forgot, they'll bring that up, but they won't talk about him walking through Southeast
Mm-hmm.
during the middle when Southeast was really Southeast.
Or the fact that he gave so many people their first job,
Definitely.
me included.
See? And they don't bring up stuff like that. So, our prayers do go out for DMX. Because I know battling addiction, it's not just a 30-day thing and you're done.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lifelong thing. So, hopefully he can overcome this. But when we're dealing in these quarantine times, stuff like that can happen. You're at home, you're alone, depression starts to set in, boredom starts to set in, and these demons start to call you. So, even so more rapid now because you have nowhere to go.
Right.
There's no shows that you can, really do. The world hasn't fully opened back up, so you really can't do as much as you used to. And now you're spending those lonely nights at home, and stuff and your personal demon starts to eat at you. He could be thinking about his kids. He could be thinking about, damn, you know what? My ride or die was my wife, and I let her go, and I really miss her, and she don't have nothing to do with me, and I get depressed. And like It could be a number of things,
And
and
his son too.
yeah, he had a bad relationship with his son.
Yeah.
So those things eat at you as a person, not as a celebrity, but as a person. So we don't know what he was going. This is just me speculating. But but these are things that can play out in his mind that can cause you to break your sobriety. Um, so if you're going to do anything for DMX, pray for
Yep.
him. Your thoughts, Lady, in that?
Yeah. So it's pretty sad. I was a big DMX fan back in
Yo,
the day.
DMX is one of those rappers who I didn't like at first,
Oh no, I
but then when I listened
like
to
him
him,
immediately.
but when I listened to him, I was like I was hooked.
Back when he came out, it was just he was filled with so much energy, and it's crazy, to see how his life has been over the years. I've met him a few times. The last time I saw him was probably in about 2018, and even then he was just, oh my goodness, 2018. I think he had just gotten out of jail or something, and I walked up on him. I didn't meet him like in an industry event or anything like that. He was staying at a hotel down the street from my job, and I saw him in the store, and then he came out of the store, and he was in front of the hotel, and he was going off on the hotel staff because they asked him to stop smoking weed in the room because apparently all his people. And I mean, I laughed at the situation, but at the same time, the way he was going off, it was like, wow. It was actually kind of sad and embarrassing, but that was him. He's known for that, and I don't think he was on any other, drugs or anything at that time. I don't know. But that was just him and his personality, and always was, like he will go off in a second, like what you see. And every time I've seen him, what you see is literally how he is off camera. Like, even the way he sounds. I know people have seen his interviews and things. Like, he talks just like how he raps. And his persona is literally his persona off screen. So he's always on 100. And that's what made him a good artist. But unfortunately, his personal life, it's also part of his downfall, So I think it's sad. Prayers up to him and his family while they struggle with this because I know they're worried.
You have to be. You have to be. CP3. What's your thoughts?
Like you said, we thought about his battle with substance abuse. I've heard different stories that it was he's hooked on heroin, crack, coke. Um, Sad thing is when folks come up in a certain environment are exposed to, some folks, not all, then get exposed to the fast money and the fast life. And as you mentioned, with like pandemic things slowing down, they don't know anything but to turn to, substance abuse or, to a bottle or whatever to cope because honestly, they always say that artists are, tortured souls of our generation. They have underlying issues that they don't address, but that's what comes out of their music and why people tend to attract to it because it's real, it's from the heart, it's from the soul. But by doing that, that's kind of their healing in their mind. But in reality, it's just them venting their feelings, but they haven't dealt with the stresses of what the actual problem is. And that's when it goes back to our conversation all the time about mental health and therapy and getting counseling and everyone can use it. Even as DMX, Mike Tyson, you know, any other black celebrities that's had some meltdowns or problems after they made it to the top and lost it, or made it to the top and still doing good but started doing crazy stuff. It's like a whole mixed bag. It's when I heard the news, I was actually at work, caught me off guard, but like I said, we all knew he had substance abuse problems.
Right.
And first thing we heard the report that he had passed away, and that he didn't pass away, and they took him off life support and he's breathing on his own. So
And then they said that isn't necessarily true either.
so I don't know what to believe.
Yeah, apparently the lawyer was misfed misinformation
Yeah.
that he is still on life support. He's in a
Legislative state.
It's just sad. I was actually listening to some of his music yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and I was listening to a couple of old '90s tracks that he was very influential in the hip hop
Very,
era,
very.
late '90s, early 2000s. I was rocking his stuff.
Me too.
A couple of the tracks. I forgot the name.
Is that why Taylor's a pit bull?
Hey man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So yeah, DMX definitely changed and influenced the rap game, and we all, all true hip hop heads know what he did for the game, know about his days before he made it to the big time, battle rapping, Jay Z. They had a very very good session. I don't know if you have seen it, but I think it's on YouTube. I think I watched it a few dozen times.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
And then even recently, Versus, he was
yeah,
on there.
that's
with
what's so
Snoop.
shocking that he was on there with the verses. So you was hoping that might be something to get him to start looking in a positive light to see that he still had fans that one that appreciate.
Well, he's been working on the album,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
and he got some big people on the album.
Oh,
But
nice.
you also got to remember when he came out, working on the album meant what? What did they do while they was working on the album?
Get high, get drunk, and work.
And work on the album. That's what they did.
So
did he fall back into old?
and that's the thing.
habits?
So the story, have you ever heard the story how DMX got signed?
Can't say that.
So the story is how DMX got signed. Lyle Cohen's and them go to they described it as a house, but when I've heard the real story of how Murder Inc. and them described, DMX was living in a crack house.
Yep.
And everybody is rhyming. And DMX had got into like altercation, whatever, and his jaw broke. His jaw is broke. But he starts rhyming, and as he's rhyming, you can hear the aggression, and the wires in his jaw start to pop. And when he starts to go off, everybody gets quiet.
Yeah, but that's how he is. When he speaks, everybody goes quiet. To this day.
Definitely. And some of the greatest line, what you bitches want from a nigga. Stop being greedy. Y'all been eating, stop being, I would just quote that shit. Get at me, yo. I ain't gonna lie, I tried to front on Get At Me, dog. And then when I listened to it, I was like, damn it, I like this shit.
I still to this day, I'll be like, mind your business, lady.
Yes. Like, at one point, DMX was like one of the most quotable dudes besides Jay-Z.
Because he had those quotes, like, whatever, dog, I'm hungry. Like,
yeah.
It was certain things you say, and that it was DMX. I have a friend, me and him grew up together. We were like, that first album, DMX
was my
out.
shit.
We was just DMX out. It was ridiculous.
Yo, really, and what really made me fuck with DMX when he got the big glass out.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, that red cup ain't got enough space.
So what really made me fuck with DMX is when he did Damien. He did the prayer and he did Damien.
The prayer, yeah, that was the first one. Yep. And it's funny you say that because when I say me and my homeboy, we used to like literally he'll look at me and he'll just start quoting DMX, but then I'll finish the line.
That's
and
dope.
It was the prayer, like we did it often with that one.
The funny thing is DMX made it cool to bark on record.
Bro, that was the hottest shit though.
Right.
Man. You just walk around and hear motherfuckers barking at each other. You know what they're talking about. Hey.
What up, Super Dave? Y'all tune in tomorrow. Watch Neighborish. That's my dude, Super Dave. I think it's at either 5. But watch Neighborish. And Dave, you can put in the comments. We talking about DMX.
Yeah.
So the funny thing is, like, man, I ain't gonna lie. Because everybody was loving DMX at the time, so I tried not to like him. I tried not to, but then when I played the album, like, I took one of them long walks with the CD player. Man,
this man.
I put it in thinking, I'm about to hate this shit.
No. The lyrics alone.
You had to, and it's crazy because of him, I liked Eve, and because of him, I hated Ja Rule.
Yeah, I was already hating Ja Rule, but it made me love DMX more.
I hated Ja Rule because what video was it? The first time I really saw Ja Rule, I was like, who is this little miniature wannabe
DMX?
I was so mad. Like I was
Only thing
offended.
about you.
Yeah, I was offended by Ja Rule's
What?
presence.
Like when
I
I
was
saw Holla, I was like, clone.
I mean,
But no, he was featured in somebody's video or something. And that was like, who's this little miniature DMX? Like, I was offended because I was such a big DMX fan. And so when Ja Rule came around, and he had the little bandana, like, tied
he
on him.
had some talent.
So
You got some.
Ja Rule?
He had some
No,
talent.
Yeah, that
I
was it.
felt that he
was
was
a
trying
DMX
to
to
be
be
DMX.
DMX.
That's how I felt.
Like,
I'm just saying, like Prodigy, at least, like Memphis Bleak under Jay, that was just horrible. But at least Ja Rule had some talent.
He ain't
Okay.
that much sound.
Here's
Not
my
that
thing.
much, but he
But
had
you gotta
He ain't had
understand,
none. He ain't
this
had
is
no
young
sound.
me. This is
Stop
young me.
that.
And my
He
loyalty
smart
was
enough to get
to
with Ashanti.
DMX.
He was smart enough to get with Ashanti. So
Well,
That's Irv Gotti.
Ashanti carried his career.
exactly. So he was smart enough to
Wait. Slow your roll there. That was Irv Gotti.
Yeah, I mean, but
But Irv Gotti put them together.
and he made it work.
But
Where he was
what I'm saying
known.
is the reason why I was offended by Ja Rule's presence because this was young me. I was a big DMX fan, and my loyalty was to DMX. So when Ja Rule came onto the scene, my first reaction was like, no, get him out of here. No, there is no other DMX.
Nah.
So
That's what I didn't even
I'm gonna read Dave's comment, but I'm gonna tell you like this: when DMX took a West Coast word and made it East Coast and made it universal. So niggas on the West Coast said dog a lot.
Yeah.
I knew a West Coast dude, and if you was a West Coast, you either said fool or dog. That's how you call people. And first time a West Coast, nigga ain't no fucking fool, and they call me dog. Nigga ain't no damn dog.
But here's the thing: I know people in New York that did it too.
But that's what I'm about to get to is that he made it. He took the word dog, like get at me, dog, and made it into a more universal term. Where people went from calling each other God body, what up God, to what up dog, and it just it's just the letter. But he his impact on the game was so good. See, Super Dave said he came out at the time when murder rap was getting boring, and he put so much thought and skill into his bars. He made murder rap cool again. But even so, he wasn't just murder rap. People really underestimate his storytelling. Like I said, when he broke down Damien, was good. How's It Going Down with Faith Evans is such an underrated fucking song.
I love that song.
And then what these bitches want from a nigga? The fact that he named every girl, which he was probably dating at the time.
He did.
That shit got me in trouble.
Nigga, every song gets you in trouble.
Every female name ever.
That sound like you naming all them girls.
As a matter of fact, they had a challenge. You remember that challenge?
Oh,
it was recent. And it would be one female, and she would, each name that he did, you would see her cut to a different style that she had.
Yeah.
And you had to do it for each name. Yeah, it was a challenge.
I never listened to the music. I just watched it.
Okay, but
I bet you did.
You didn't have the sound on at all.
No.
I just rolled my eyes off just because you didn't know.
Look who you talking to.
Right.
I'm visual.
Okay,
I bet you are.
Okay, so it was DMX, and then he would have, each name, the song, he naming all the. So each name, they would, cut to a different shot of them with different clothes, different hairstyle, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Not personality, it's just a different look.
But it was so smart though, and even Super they just point out, girls were so hyped when they heard their name. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm Keisha! I'm Brenda!
That's the funny part. Like,
at the ice cream parlor.
Certain songs to pick, some things that women sometimes just gloss over. Like he was saying,
he wasn't saying the good thing.
Yeah. Like in the Tank song when he say grab your throat. Yeah, so we talk about cheating on the girl and she without women. They love that song. Yeah, I'm like, but he's choking her.
They just like the passion, and then he was like, he ain't had all his clothes on in the video. So
I never saw the video.
Oh, okay. Well,
but
thank God.
But you're condoning putting your hands on the woman.
No, he was saying he wasn't. It wasn't about. But did you listen to that song?
No, you didn't.
Well, you know what?
I know what the song
is about.
When
you put your hands around somebody's throat, it's not always a bad thing.
Well, for CP3, it could be a lot of different things.
I do hands. I don't do belt. She wanted me to do a belt. I couldn't.
Okay, but
you know what?
I'm just saying. I said I don't.
But if DMX told you to put the belt. If DMX told you to put a belt around a girl's throat, you would do it?
Nah.
You sure?
That'd be like a leash or
You sure?
That's assault.
And you would saying, get at me, dog?
Like I said, one of my exes wanted me to use a belt, and I ain't that freaky. If I go too far, that's a murder charge. I ain't got time
You know what? You need to stay away from DMX's music.
for that. Told
You
y'all
need
You-
to
this before.
stay away from a lot.
You need to stay away. You just need to play church music.
You know what I play on Sunday.
Yeah, UGK, nigga.
You really need to get yourself together. That's what's wrong with you right now. That's what's wrong with you.
I'm trill.
We ain't going to church, but I'm trill.
You need to,
Oh,
this is
man.
good old resurrection Sunday. You need to get you
Oh,
together.
I told y'all we've been off the air for a week. I told y'all to buckle up, man. Buckle up, man.
Oh, but you ain't using the belt now.
What belt?
So you spank the
The
girl
belt
with
with the
the
buckle.
Nah, I wouldn't use it.
Would you spank her with the belt?
She like that too, yeah.
See, you know what?
I'm not going to choke her. I mean, I can give a spanking, but I ain't trying to choke nobody.
So-
like that.
Lady answer, lady answer. Notice how he answered the question. I said, would you spank her?
And
He said,
he skipped over that, and he was like, "But she liked it." What? He asked you a specific question.
And I was agreeing. Just
No. It was like a yes or no, and you skipped over that part.
What was
So,
that I did?
so what would be your favorite DMX song? Or let me get your favorite DMX song, and let me get your favorite DMX line. Cause them one-liners be.
He got one.
Yeah, I gotta go back and think, man. Good. I'm about to have to go.
Oh, you gotta go to me?
Yeah, I gotta
Okay,
go back
mine
and
is
think.
Slippin'. That's my favorite song.
Great storyteller. Great
That's
storyteller.
my favorite song. And honestly, I felt like, and even now to this day,
Mhm.
Slippin' is his life. Like he
Yeah, I'm
literally
slipping. I'm falling. I
talking
can't get
about
up.
his life,
Oh, my
and
shit.
I feel like that still applies to him.
Yo, that is my
unfortunately.
shit.
Yes, when you listen to the words of that song, it's like, come on, you looking into the heart and soul of DMX right there. Like all the struggles that he's going through and been through, that's right there. And then I got a like a 1.5.
Okay.
Okay, it's the song with what's the song? Bottom Up. Is that it? The one. It's not really him. It's ain't that Rough Riders?
With drag on with the
Yeah,
joint.
yeah. It's the one that all the HBCUs was playing.
That's Rough Riders Anthem.
Huh?
Rough Riders
No,
Anthem.
not that one. Rough Riders Anthem is a different song. I think it's called Bottoms Up. Hold on, let me
I
look.
think that might be it. I think I remember that. I remember drag on had
Yeah, it
verse
was.
on that joint.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, drag on had a nice verse on that joint too. That's when I
Yeah.
first noticed him.
Wait. What is it? Is it Bottom Up? No.
I know what song. I don't know the fucking name of that song.
Yeah, I be
Dang.
hating that shit.
I was just like.
Super Dave, what's the name of that song? Jamil, what's the name of that song?
You know the DJ know.
Yeah, right. Come on, DJ.
Come on, we know y'all listening.
No, DJ. Yeah, it has Swiss Beats, Dragon. Who else?
Well, let's hurry this up. Let's get to these topics.
Wasn't it like Juvenile or somebody in
I
there?
think, yeah. Let's get these topics, but I guess it's going to call in at like 6:55.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
let's go. Yeah, we been on here.
They've been on time lately.
Yeah, they definitely have.
They be fucking me up with that on time
But here's
sheet.
the thing. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you to our guest that
Alexis, when
called in.
Alexis, when she books them, she tells them to, yo, call in at 6:55.
Yeah.
Or you know.
Shout out to Alexis. You know, that's what's up. Cause ain't nothing worse than somebody calling us at 7:30.
Yes. And it's been a 7 o'clock show.
We be like, wait, what?
What? Who you? I might not even answer. CP3, what's your favorite song, man?
Down bottom.
Down bottom. Okay.
I said bottom.
Close. CP3 ain't got one.
Trey song.
CP3, you ain't got no song.
So I'm trying to. There's so many different ones. Like
Nigga, pick one. God damn.
You see how I just like spit my
it's so
mouth?
hard because I listen to so many different. Like Money, Power, Respect is one of my. Favorite
Okay, then just go with that.
But that's like a collab though. So
Yeah,
I was gonna
'cause
look
they
for
got
a song.
Kim on
Yeah,
there.
that's
What's your favorite quotable?
I can't even. I'm too fried right now. I can't
What?
I can't even think about
Mine
it.
is whatever dog I'm hungry.
I,
I say that.
see
I'm
what-
famous for that.
You see what happens when you take a big boy shot? Nigga don't even.
Nah, because
Nigga get anything.
I listen to Jay-Z, so I just listened to DMX. Yeah, so I was having a flashback to the stuff I used to listen to. So I
Right.
can't even.
But you
think of
don't
a
have
lot.
Yes,
no
he-
go-to?
Super J just hit it back. Yes, the song is down bottom.
Yeah.
That's how you gotta phone a friend.
I messed that one up a
It's
little
a
bit. I
favorite
say
rapper
mine's
when
up at
they
first.
named all the chicks in the song.
With the bitches. Oh, that was the song.
Yeah.
All right, so
Of course that would be.
That was a different
Because
stage
you-
in my life, right?
because
there.
you was living that gimmick, huh?
Yeah, I was living that
So
DMX.
I like DMX. You like his raunchiness. That's what you like. I like his deep
Mm.
thought.
I like the realness and the grittiness of his lyrics and the way, like you say, his description. I love lyrics and the fact that they had brought us Swiss Beats and introduced us to him.
Mm-hmm.
That was that's another
So-
solid thing.
Yeah.
So,
big up to Swiss about that.
Yeah.
my favorite is Rough Riders Anthem, of course.
That-
My favorite line, though, is a line that I embody so much, it just touched my soul. And what's my name? He said, I will slap the shit out you. And that's before I start cursing.
Oh, yeah.
And you know I was quoting that shit before. I'll be like, yo, I will slap the shit out you before I even start cursing. What?
It happens.
You know, that,
It happens.
every New Yorker will embody that line right there.
That's a nice line.
Yes,
I
yes.
got it.
But here's the thing. Your DMX quote tells a lot about you. Like me, I'm very ambitious. So when he said whatever dog I'm hungry, he was talking about being ambitious, not eating.
Well, I guess my favorite DMX line is from the movie Belly. I guess it's not more of a rap lyric.
Mm.
It's like, I'm hungry. Let's eat. That's the way.
So you trying to be like me?
No, I mean
okay.
that's
I
my
mean-
thing. It's not from a rap song. That's
Now-
the thing that sticks out to me. Because
Now-
to me, that movie, to me,
Well,
I
I
really
mean,
felt
a
that
lot of
album.
ladies love him in that movie.
Yeah. So,
Him and Keisha.
I love Keith.
yeah, I
Of
bet you
course
did.
do. And you know, she was an artist as well.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Terrell Hicks. I used to follow him.
So, before you wrap this up, the only other thing another DMX line that me and, bless my cousin who passed away, this month, John Brown, we used to ride around and we used to just be like, we used to tell people all the time, yo, man, y'all been eating long enough. Just stop being greedy.
He
You
did
know.
stop being pretty.
That was my shit. Like, just to say it, yo, or you be at a cookout, somebody grab it. Nah, you been eating long enough, dog. Stop being greedy. Like, we just use that at the most inappropriate time.
Right.
Yo, can I get some of your alcohol? Man, you been drinking long enough, dog. Stop being greedy.
Mhm.
But it was just,
That
he
saved my
had
life.
so many
You
quotables.
said what?
That saved my life. Stop being greedy. That was the motto I lived by. At a certain point in my life.
Look, man, look.
You
You
see
gonna,
how
you gonna stop
like,
piggybacking off our answers, man.
Because
I don't wanna hear that
shows
shit.
We all fit because we all find those different levels.
But you hungry or you gonna be greedy? Which one?
Both.
Y'all
That's
can't.
the balance.
Y'all can't see Alicia. She walked by today. She got her Xena Warrior Princess
Yeah, I was
shoes
saying
on.
today. I feel like I have magic powers today too.
There you go.
I was looking at people on the street like, what? I got my Wonder Woman
Dragons and
braces.
shit.
What? Wait till I
So-
get gas in my bill.
Slaying dragons and such.
Oh
Slaying
no.
dragons.
So
I don't
let's
know how to take that from you, so I'm just gonna leave that alone.
so as we talk about one great rapper, let's talk about one that's not so great.
Oh, who is that?
Little Nas X.
Blessed be the You about to kill Alicia over this. She almost died when you
I
said
meant
that.
to tell her to grab me another beer, but Little Nas X. So we went from Old Town Road to lap dancing with the devil. And in his visual, I mean, his defense of it was, well, I wasn't really making. Of course, my job calls me when I'm on air again. His defense of it was, well, I don't really make music for little kids, but when Old Town Road was popular,
He was eating it up.
you were. I remember seeing you when they took you off the country charts. It's over there. When they took you off the country charts and hip hop had to hold you down, you was eating at them little junior high schools and stuff like that.
Not just junior high, the elementary, kindergarten graduation, and he was eating it up. He had no problem basking in that glory.
Yes.
Of all, I mean, it was viral.
Yeah.
We were
I remember
literally
that.
tired of it. And here's the thing that I have a problem with him saying that is that you came out, you gave a certain image. Even when you came out with your, saying that you're homosexual, you gave an image. And CP3, he going
Yeah.
through it. But he got an image, and
Oh,
I'm like, dude,
yeah,
parents
he's coming
put you
in there.
on the secure list for
Yeah.
their kids. They let,
Yeah,
like
he's coming
people
over there.
block their kids from seeing
You
certain
shouldn't be
things.
putting it in there.
Oh, but Lil Nas X was on the safe list. And you go from
Is
the
he
safe
posted?
list to now I gotta go
I'll
behind
check
my
the word.
kids
Don't even worry about
and block you. And now the parents gotta scramble and block him from, being on their kids'
Well,
tablets and phones and everything. And you ain't give us no warning.
I mean, and he was like, my 3-year-old niece watched my video.
Which
and,
one?
and it was the last one, and it was stunning. And she thought it was visually stunning. There are things my 12-year-old niece is not going to watch.
Your
With me.
3-year-old niece
Why
watched
are you getting?
it.
Why are you getting an opinion about how good your video is from a 3-year-old?
But even still, that was not. I'm sorry, and I'm gonna be the first one to say it's not about his sexuality. It was
It's right and right, and wrong is wrong.
But here's the thing, it was sexually suggestive, and a lot of people use that and they say that uh, Cardi and Megan you can compare it to, but Cardi and Megan people knew who they were from the beginning, so for their kids they already gonna block Cardi and Megan from their kids.
Cardi B does not play WAP in front of her daughter.
No, she doesn't. And he's saying my 3-year-old no.
Watch
No,
a video of you lap dancing the devil
But at the end of the
in
day,
high
you need to
heels.
hold yourself responsible. Like even if you feel that way, still say, I apologize. It's not meant for kids. Block your kid. But we got no warning, and you're just so unapologetic about it.
My niece is 15. She should not be a fan of At the Bar. I love my niece.
Everything ain't for them.
This ain't for her.
Right.
The stuff I say and we do and the stuff and the damn
But
sure
I'm
stuff that
grown, and
CP3
I
talk
was
about.
disturbed. I was disturbed by it. First of all, the only part that I did kind of laugh because he took a stripper pole to hell. That was kind of funny to me because it's like that's a shot at all the strippers.
Yeah.
He took a stripper
It's
pole
very
to hell.
judgmental, yeah.
It is. But he was doing it to combat the church, and how people came at him when he came out. So they're like, oh, well, they're saying I'm going to hell anyway. So he decides, oh, I'm going to take a stripper pole to hell. But giving the devil a lap dance, baby, where is your line?
And then you were auctioning off satanic Nikes.
He wasn't auctioning. He was selling.
Oh, he was selling. I'm
They
sorry.
were being sold.
No, he said he was going to give it. He was going to give 2 pair away, though.
Well, they were 666 pairs made.
Mm.
They were going for like $1,000 a piece. And they were the Nike Air Max, I think 97.
But they're
They
not
were
sponsored.
modified.
Yes, they're not sponsored by Nike.
Right. The company purchased a whole bunch of them, modified the shoe, put human blood in it from their employees, and had all the satanic symbols and everything.
Yes.
And if that's what you want to do, that's fine. But when Nike comes at you because you use their swoosh symbol and you didn't have permission,
Don't cry victim.
right. Well,
Don't-
I don't think he is, but he's not labeled. He's not mentioned in the lawsuit. He's not, because that's copyright infringement. So of course Nike's coming for
yeah.
him.
So he's been banned from Twitter now. He got shut down because an old tweet resurfaced of him saying his nephew's so sexy he just wants to fuck him.
That's so nasty. That's so nasty.
And I'm appalled because I have a 2-year-old nephew. I have a 8-month-old niece and nephew, twins. Those are words that I would never come out my mouth. It is my job
Your niece or nephew could be grown. That's just nasty.
It is, but as an uncle, it is my job to protect them.
Yep.
My uncle Tyrone, for most of my life, has been my protector,
Right.
my father figure,
Mm-hmm.
and he's not my blood uncle, but you couldn't tell him anything about his nephews.
There you
He
go.
always did anything, nephews, nieces, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
grandnephews, whatever. That's how I was raised.
Right.
And it is my job to protect them, especially when they're in that form, when they're
Well,
that little.
Lil Nas X, something we can see something ain't right with the boy. It really something ain't right. Something ain't clicking. So you mad at the church? So this is what you choose to do. This is how you want to act out.
Super Day, to answer your question, it just came up the other day that he got banned from Twitter because of old, and this is even before he got popular, but an old tweet came about saying, my nephew's so sexy, I want to fuck him. And, it's crazy. He did, and then he got mad because he got banned from Twitter for saying that. But, like, what type of message are you sending? And this is what happens when we put people in. He forgot the reason why that you've ascended to the level is because people backed you when white people basically told you to kiss their ass, and then once you won the country charts, hip hop embraced you just for you to turn around and piss on all the people that came to your aid. Because Old Town Road is not a fucking hip hop song.
Yeah.
It's a country song with trap music. It's still country. I live this culture.
Right. And they went ahead.
It is an agenda. You're right. It is an agenda.
There were a lot of people that backed him, and I just feel like he is a lost soul. He don't want nobody telling him nothing about himself, and he's acting out, and that's unfortunate because he's slowly but surely just. It's almost like I'm like, Brett, are you spiraling out of control? Like, what's going on?
But,
because it's one thing after another that we keep hearing about him.
Fame is a monster. And a lot of people get in this industry, they're not ready for it. And fame is the worst drug ever.
Yeah.
And it will corrupt your soul easily. Who said what? We were talking about Lil Nas X. But that's the craziness of it.
Right. At the end of the day, he can do what he want to do.
Yeah,
but
he
you
can.
gotta understand that when you're in the public eye, the public's want to say what they want to say.
Exactly. I mean, doing what you want to do does not. Just keep in mind, you can do what you want to do, but people are entitled to their opinion about what you do.
Right. And at the end of the day, as an artist, you kind of got to be careful.
Yes.
Because he may have the talk right now, but what if this ultimately leads to the end of your career? Because you want to act out. Because some people said some things about you that you didn't like. You have to have tougher skin than that. So because you're mad at the church folks who talked bad about you when you came out, so to counter that, you go and give a lap dance to the devil? I'm confused. I don't understand how that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm so glad I don't want some of this stuff you're talking about.
He can't do anything without.
And that's my thing.
No.
Who was on your team
That's what it is.
that is saying this, and then you go and sell these shoes with this company who ain't, but clearly they don't know how to handle things legally.
So let's as you wind it down, let's wrap that part up. I want to get something more important because I know you want to talk about. We can talk about Quavo and Sweetie, but I'd rather talk about what's going on with the George Floyd trial. I'm sure you have a lot to say.
I mean, I'm still sitting back, looking at the situation, thinking about what's going on. Um, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm afraid that we're not going to see or witness justice in this situation. But I'm afraid of that almost every trial like this. That is very unfortunate. I don't like them attempting to attack George Floyd's character because at the end of the day, I saw a post someone put up, and it's so true. George Floyd is not on trial. George Floyd's past is not a factor. We need to talk about what happened that day because as a police officer, that's what you're responding to. You're not responding to this man and things that he may or may not have done in his past. You're there to act on what's going on at that moment in time. And at that moment in time, he didn't do anything to deserve his life to be taken. At that moment in time, he was accused of
the funny thing
paying
is,
with a counterfeit bill.
when we talk about stuff like that, putting people's past, like when Freddie Gray died out in Baltimore,
Mhm.
the thing that was put up was Freddie Gray's past. Whether he was a criminal, whether he was this, he didn't deserve to have his back broke while he was in handcuffs.
Sorry, that just
Mm.
doesn't make any sense, and that's the problem, because there is a thing. People try to deny there is a thing such as excessive force. There are police officers who are not right. There
Yes,
are a lot that are good, but
but
there are
there's
some that are not right.
there are a lot of and I don't want to think that people that we all come down on the police
Right.
because there are a lot of officers that do good things.
Exactly.
That there were a lot of officers that help the community.
Mhm.
Um, Obviously, the one that stood on George Floyd's neck wasn't one of them.
No.
We have to, so we just have to, be accountable, or they have to be accountable for their actions.
Mhm.
The thing about it is, though, that we can go all the way back to Yusef Hawkins. We can go all the way back to the Mike Brown situation. We can go all the way back to the Trayvon Martin situations. People. The problem why this keeps happening over and over again is because people aren't being held accountable.
And that's not
You
the
know,
police department who determines that. People need to understand that. The police department is going to do what they are allowed to do. If you have people who are bad apples in the police department and they are allowed to do what they do and nobody is there to hold them accountable, meaning the courts, the DA, if there is nothing in place to tell these police officers this is not how you do it, this is the policy, and actually hold them to it, they're gonna do what they want to
well,
do.
I mean,
You have to look at the big. You got to take a step back. Not that I'm condoning it, but the DA is the one that has to bring the charges against the police officer.
Right.
In order for a DA to be successful, they need the police to build the case properly so they can prosecute the offenders. Now, if they were just like with the thin blue line, when a black police officer goes against his counterpart that did something inappropriate, the backlash comes. That makes them the reason why they're reluctant to do it, for one, because they depend on those guys. If they get in a situation on the street and they call for backup, they say, oh, that's Johnson, he sold out such and such, we're not going to respond, and then you're in a situation where you possibly lose your life. The same thing with the DA. If they don't get the prosecution to keep their numbers up, they're going to lose their job. And so that's why I feel like I'm not making an excuse for them, but because of the bullshit cycle of justice in this country, it's not about justice, it's about numbers. So that's what the DAs look at when they get these cases or hear these reports of these cops doing things they're not supposed to be doing. They're more reluctant to prosecute them because they know that the thin blue line or the blue wall or whatever you want to call it is going to have their back and basically lash out against the person that's bringing the charges. And then 9 out of 10, they'll lose their job, and then somebody that doesn't have a problem with the police beating on people gets in office, and then it really gets worse. So it's like, until you change the whole structure of the system, it's never going to change, and it comes down to the level of police brutality, but it goes to the top. And until, as also always say, we have to restructure this government and the thought process of what is justice, what is right and wrong. We know the world isn't fair, but we know what right and wrong is. And this country has lived off of, hypocrisy of not doing what was right, but because it was so-called legal. Like I say, slavery was legal.
Right.
That don't mean it was right.
Right.
But it was legal because certain people wanted to be legal so they can get rich off other people's labor,
Correct.
which is what this country still does to this day. So until we change the structure of the government and the way we do things, we're going to continue to have these situations because even though justice is supposed to be blind, it's still run by humans.
Well, slavery is still legal
yes,
in our prison system.
yes.
It is still legal.
Well, no, it's still in the Constitution in some places. Slavery's not been outlawed.
Yeah,
They in 2021 they still have not passed the bill to end slavery.
but they made it illegal. Bestiality is outlawed because I guess they have more interest in people sleeping with.
Well, and that's that's a whole nother ballgame. But we already know that there are some people that will value a dog's life before they value mine. Because let you go kill a dog. Okay, let you go kill a dog and let you go kill a black man. It's two different ways that you handle that. Matter of fact, if you as a black man go and kill a law enforcement dog, oh baby, yeah, right. So they're going to put that dog that is attached to law enforcement over, unfortunately, over
It doesn't
a
surprise
black
me.
man.
We are 3/5 of a white person according to the Declaration of Independence.
Well, I mean, look at who wrote it. But that's another story.
That's my point.
But what I'm saying is, in today society, we need to understand that a lot of people are talking about, oh, defund the police, defund the police. Y'all need to understand what you really, the big picture.
I mean, that's they don't under. I don't think, like you said, they don't understand what they're saying. No one is talking about defunding the police. They're talking about redirecting funds
Right.
to have programs to help some of these folks that are in these situations to how to handle the issue with race, the issue with folks with autism or with other learning disabilities that they don't know how to handle. That we've seen some of those people in situations end tragically because the cop didn't know how to deal with someone that was,
Well, even still, I'm gonna be real with you. You can get, if you give certain people all the training in the world, do you think it's gonna change their heart?
But
It's not.
it's not going to change it. But I mean, if you want to talk about the thing that I say about the needs to be with the police department is, and I bring this up over and over and over again, and it seems like it goes in one and not the other, like it doesn't matter. But you recall way back 20 years ago in 2000 when police was at a shortage, they lowered the restrictions and raised the pay, and they didn't have a psychological evaluation and log of the process. And that's why you have a lot of these folks that's on the force doing some of these things because they have issues from their childhood that they didn't get over, and self-esteem. They were bullied, and somebody they pull over reminding them of that bullying in high school. And you got that situation. That's why once again mental health is so key. And then you have some folks that just have that mentality that want to be a cop because they want to have control over people. Or you can also recall back to the 2000s when the police shortage came through, the KKK put a bulletin out to their brethren to join the police force so you can kill black people lawfully.
Yeah.
So that's why I think the last 20 years of all these instances happening is just that coming out and getting weeded out with the people that
Not
actually.
necessarily though, because I mean, 'cause they been beating and killing niggas for
I mean, for a long
forever.
time. I mean, it's been more prevalent because people have phones and see it, but the fact that we can see it on almost a daily, weekly basis, and people are still making excuses or saying, "Oh, you haven't seen the whole tape, or you don't know what was going on before the tape started, or yada yada yada." The fact is, it's a problem, and until we address it and change some of the guidelines on folks that are getting badges, I mean, you can be able to become a police officer. What is it, 6 weeks?
No.
I know it's not that long.
No.
It takes longer to become a lawyer than become a police officer.
That's true.
But in the police officer capacity, you have more impact on human lives
Let
than a
me
lawyer.
let me if you looking at it in a smaller picture.
I'm just looking at it
What is
like
a
they had to
lawyer's?
be trained.
Most of our presidents were what?
White.
School,
No,
white.
no, no. Lawyers. Most of our
Yeah, it's bullshit.
politicians, lawyers. Okay. Who makes the laws that the police officers enforce?
Yeah, the lawmakers and the lawyers.
Okay.
But the lobbyists are behind the scenes pulling the strings. That's why I'm
Right.
saying it's a difficult thing. You got to go through so many layers. That's why you have to rip the whole thing down. Because you pull one layer down and you got another layer of corruption. You pull that one down, it's another layer behind it. So you got to blow the whole fucking system up. That's the only way it's going to
You
work.
sound like them people that went to Trump.
Yeah, but I'm not rallying for Trump. I'm rallying for equality for everyone. And we need to change the damn system and make it equal for everyone, even though I
I
know it's
guess
not
it's
going to
called
happen.
that.
Okay.
All right.
Yo, what's going on?
Hey.
Hello, can you hear us?
I hear something.
A&T,
What up, ANT?
what's going on?
Hey.
What's going on, Mike?
How y'all doing?
Welcome out the bar. I'm 151. We got Lady Antoinette and
Hello.
CP3 in the building.
Yes, sir.
What's good? How y'all doing today? How y'all Easter going?
Oh, we
Hey, man,
good.
sipping, grilling, chilling, and podcasting, baby. It's a beautiful day.
He always got some stuff.
I feel you. I feel you.
He like that grandpa.
Hey, man, I told you I'm an old man, baby.
So, basically, as to start this off easy, tell us a little bit about yourself.
um, well, my My artist name is A&T, and I actually go by A&T and also Tony Farrell. And I've been doing music for quite a while. I'm stationed in Roanoke, Virginia, but I'm from East Orange, New Jersey. So um, I've kind of got a sound of up north and down south kind of mixed together. And I've been doing music for such a long time that um, I've kind of experimented and done stuff like different styles over the course of my time doing music. And so I have A&T, who's a little bit more hard, and then Tony Farrell will come out with the smooth stuff. So I definitely plan on probably putting out 2 albums this year with more R&B kind of feel and also some harder rap type of feel.
Okay.
Yeah, all
You
right.
got a little childish Gambino thing going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up.
You want to start us off, Lady Antoinette?
Yeah. So you said Jersey to Roanoke. That's different. Okay, so tell us about that, your experiences, especially in regards to music and how that has affected your style. You said you have a little bit of up north and a little bit down south. Give us the down low on the differences between the two for you.
Well, see, I kind of shortened it up with the travel, right? But I'm from New Jersey, but I've lived in New York. I've lived in South Carolina and Florida as well. But just the culture, the different people, the different radio stations, all of that has an effect on like when you're growing, what you hear and what you're around. And so I started off on, Hot 97 with that up north style, and then coming down south with Florida, I have those a mixture of some Latino stuff in there, and you have a different vibe, that dirty South. And then when you get up to Virginia, it's kind of iffy because you don't really have those stations like that. So they push a little bit of everything, and over the course of these last couple of years, more music and sound is coming from Atlanta and different sounds. So, but I kind of take everything in consideration, but I also keep my originality. So I see what's going on, but I kind of take what I've kind of felt over the course of my little time here and then put it all together with my spin on it.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah.
So if you could just sum up your style and what you do, put it into one word. And I'm talking about, well, you, I guess because you had kind of like two different personas, I guess you
hmm
give me two different words, one explaining each. Just one word. Give us that description.
Unique. I would say that unique works in a way where, because I would say that you get those vibes that people kind of miss with the bars or certain things, but then also you get that those beats from down south, and you get that kind of feel. So it's kind of a blend of the two of what some people feel like the game's missing and what the game already has, and I blend it together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. CB3, you got some?
Uh, how you doing, good sir? I haven't really listened to your music. I always tell all the guests that call in, I'm not the music guy 151 is, so I get to experience your music the first time when we listen to it on the show. But what would you
Yeah.
feel is the impact that you want to make on the music game and the rap game that would make you stand out or make you a household name?
Well, what I like to, what I want to stand out, or I try to make stand out, is my personality, especially with music videos. I'm different with that aspect. I used to act, so I kind of put things in there. I do a lot of different creative things with that, but then also with performances, um, I do different performances. I'm climbing stuff. I'm bringing people out that's juggling fire. It's the crazy things, I'm giving a show of all aspects, but then also I want to cater to a little bit of everybody because I feel like if I'm not good at it, I won't do it. You know what I mean? But if I can have that style where I can hone in on something and spit some smooth stuff, but then I can also counter with something hard, then I feel like I can cater to plenty more people than just staying in one lane. You know what I mean?
Definitely, definitely got to be diverse. I always say diversify your portfolio.
Yeah, definitely.
What's that one?
But of course, but of course, but of course, but of course, I have to ask my favorite question. What is your Mount Rushmore of music?
My Mount Rushmore of music. Um, how many people are we talking here? Are we talking just my Mount Rushmore to me personally would be I have Tupac in there. Um, and I have Andre 3000 in there just because I like his style
Okay.
and uniqueness. I have Jay Z in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I have Lil Wayne in there as well, and then really it's a toss up between the five because sometimes I put Biggie in there, but then sometimes I'm putting in like somebody a little bit different, like maybe I don't want to say this person because he's having a rough time, but like a DMX or a Big Pun or certain people that had that kind of flow where is different, but they brought something new to the game.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Well, we had a whole
As,
conversation about DMX, so we understand. It's not necessarily about him being in the news right now and him
hmm
his life, but he did have an impact, so we understand. And big, I'm shocked you said that, but I appreciate the fact that you said that.
Yeah. So especially because, like I was saying about acting as well, I feel like he had a career where he had so many doors he could have went through, but
Yeah,
just yeah.
yeah, you're right. Big Pun that's what's up.
hmm
So, tell us what projects, things, what are you working on? What are you doing?
So currently I was working on one project. I'm not gonna lie, I was working on one project and that began last year when COVID kind of was in the summer and everything. But then I got the idea to do two as I started getting I got about 30 something songs done already. And
Okay,
my idea is to just kind of sit down with my my circle and kind of go through things and pick what I want to go and put on this project and that project.
okay,
But I'm constantly working on things because I do my own stuff, but then I also help a couple other artists that I bring out the shows with me. So I have some things going on with them as well. I
okay.
try to keep working and try to motivate others because then we can help each other because I can put them in certain situations, but then they can help me reach those places as well. So we kind of help each other in regard.
That's good. That's good. I'm glad to hear
Yeah.
that you said that you sit down with your circle. That's very important. A lot of people they just take advice and talk to just about anybody. You got to
hmm
be a strong circle and then networking. So it sounds like you're networking with other artists and that's what's up. Um,
Yeah.
with that said, what drives you? You know, like who or what drives you to get to where you are and to keep pushing forward?
What drives me is that so like coming up, going through trials and tribulations as a kid with family stuff, I kind of look towards music,
Um,
and I like poetry and all kind of things, and so that kind of was my stuff to kind of go towards. So as I started working on wordplay and listening to this and that and people telling stories, it kind of helped me express myself in a way. And so when I wasn't acting anymore, I wasn't doing anything else, I could still use music to do that. So music is I want it to be an outlet to where I can grow and make that a career, but also it's something where I'm passionate about where it's going to be with me. You know what I mean?
right. Okay.
Um, so coming from you say acting, that's something definitely unique to something that we, well, to me, I recall us interviewing before. So what that rapping is kind of storytelling, sometimes you embellish, sometimes you take on a different persona. How did coming
Mm.
from acting help you transition into your into getting your wordplay and your lyrical background together?
um, well, really, it's one. It helps with stage presence a lot, just because people get on stage and people are, you get that nervous feeling, and it helped me be comfortable in pretty much any situation because you kind of lose yourself in what you're doing right there. That's your job. That's your character. That's what you're doing. So I don't care if there's one person in the crowd. I don't care if there's 1,000. I'm still gonna perform my ass off and make sure that when I leave, they're not worried about what's coming after or what was before.
Right.
And besides that, with just I guess with lyricism and or just writing in general, um, it helps memorize things and bring more I guess more passion or saying your words with emphasis more. You know what I mean? Instead of just spitting something just to spit it. You know what I mean? So definitely try to give my all and let people feel my words rather than just saying my words and boom, there it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, you want to go on? You got something?
Yeah. Could you give me 5 do's and 5 don'ts of the industry that you learned?
You said 5 do's and 5 don'ts
Yep.
of the industry that I don't like.
No, what you learned in the industry. 5 do's and 5 don'ts for this industry that you've learned, like,
Oh, what I've learned. Okay. Um, well, do's. You want to always network. You want to network when you're going to the studio. You want to network when you're going to shows. You want to always converse with people and not leave anything missed, no opportunity missed. Number two, you want to take yourself as serious as you want other people to take yourself serious. You don't want to half-ass on, recording or memorizing your stuff for shows or anything like that, because if you want to do this serious, you got to take yourself serious. Um, Number three, you got to have a budget. You have to have money to put behind what you do, because at the end of the day, it takes money to make money. Number four, I would say, let me see what number four is. Um, hmm. Number four, I would say know your market. You know what your fans you're targeting, because if you're just if you're making music and you don't know who you're targeting, you're gonna be in that no man's land all the time, and then your music's not gonna go anywhere. So establish a fan base and know who that fan base is, so you can go after them and you can grow, more naturally and organically. And number five is it's no shortcuts. Like, as in, you definitely want to make sure that you put in the research and know the game, because at the end of the day, it is a business and everybody's trying to get ahead. So if you don't know the business, there's going to be people always trying to get over on you. So you want to make sure that you stay grounded when you are doing everything. But don'ts is don'ts is kind of the same thing with things, because I kind of mixed the two in there. But don't you don't want to just dive into something like, I've known people to make decisions like somebody offers them say, oh, this is this opportunity here, you can sign with us and whatever. Don't jump on opportunities or decisions right off the jump without thinking. Don't jump without thinking. Because I've seen a lot of people. I've made decisions in the past where, when I was younger, just making decisions because somebody said something, and they look like they got something going on, But I would say, because I mix the two. It's I'm trying to think of the don'ts, but um, you don't want to create, or you don't want to burn bridges.
Mhm.
Don't don't burn bridges that and relationships that help you get a certain a certain place, or like it's different if it's on bad terms and y'all ended things and it couldn't be what it is, but don't feel like you reached a certain level and then you have to just be a certain way and just ignore or abandon the people that you had. So um but I was, and then I don't know. I feel like I would have to think on the other don'ts, but I was
Yeah, you don't have to stress it.
yeah.
He got me struggling while I
Need to make you struggle.
He's over there struggling. It's all right. We understand.
Yeah, I was like, cause I was like, dang, what did I say already? It was a lot there.
So people don't understand that burn your bridges one is probably like a mic drop type of thing.
I
Because
mean,
people do it all the time.
he said some real shit. I mean, it's because you always hear management talk about budget, but you rarely hear artists talk about budgets.
Yeah, that's true.
Um,
Mm.
You gotta have that money.
you do.
Unless they're investing in themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
Half of you don't even do that. So we'll talk about that in a little bit after.
Majority he's investing in himself
Yeah.
because you put your money where your
Hmm.
mouth is, and that's what you're doing, and that's what's up. We
Yeah.
we see people who don't.
There's a lot of people that there's a lot of talented people that want shit for free.
Yeah.
And and just because you're talented doesn't mean that you're gonna get shit for free.
Hmm.
So
Exactly.
I used
You used to what?
to shit for free.
let's call pimping or stealing.
We ain't gotta do it. I'm just saying.
Oh,
Why you
Okay.
gotta label things?
oh.
I'm just saying, like, you can do some things for free.
It's not about you, secretly. You have a question for the guest?
I'm just
Who
agreeing.
did you have to smack? Who just smacked?
I was telling my guy with Serena and Venus.
You
We
know
go
what?
hand in back in. Which one do you
Mm.
We down.
want?
Yeah, okay.
We down with this
We
one.
know that. Lady Antoinette, you got something for him?
Well, I mean, so you're up and coming. You seem to have a lot of knowledge. So the guys that come behind you,
Hmm.
I know that you said you work with a lot of artists and things like that. If they're listening right now and they're wondering what can I do next, don't know where to go, or even getting discouraged, what advice would you give to these young artists that are behind you? Given the fact that you do have quite a bit of knowledge of what you're doing through your experiences.
Well, I would give the advice to anybody who you associate with. You just got to make sure that you, like I said before, you're knowledgeable about things, because just because somebody seems friendly, somebody seems whatever, you never know, what their intentions might be. That's why you always want to, have the mentality and, I guess you want to have a great mentality of, like, as in, I don't want to say not need somebody, but because you want to work with people, but you want to make sure that people know that you can handle yourself. You know how to, do this and do this and do this. I'm bringing this to the table. So what can you do? And so then y'all can help each other better, because if somebody has or sees they have a leg up on you, and they see that you don't know anything, or you know a little bit, then they'll try to get over on you or use you for this or do that. Or if you don't have your, paperwork in order, they'll try to get over on you, and your song might end up being theirs. So you want to make sure that coming into the game, you're as knowledgeable as you can be. That's research. We're on our phones all day. So research, go on YouTube, go on Google. There's plenty of things. Get your paperwork straight. Own your stuff. Make sure that you own your music. That's a big thing, because if you don't own your music, then it's only so much you're going to be able to do. And that's real minimal. So make sure that you take care of that paperwork. And invest in that before you actually invest in the other stuff. Because if you jump the steps, you're gonna end up at step one.
Mm-hmm. Right back there.
You know.
You know,
Yeah.
we tend to talk about that often on the show, whether or not people own their own music. And that's, I'm glad
Hmm.
you said it. I'm glad you said it. So we got a track.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
You ready to hear the track?
Yeah, but I want you to tell me about the track.
All right. So this track got a little bit of the kind of vibes that New York is bringing out right now. With the I guess the vibe of beat wise UK drill type vibe, but it's not that kind of spitting. But I guess y'all kind of see where I'm coming from with this. This is more the A&T style. This isn't no smooth stuff right here. But I got some stuff. Maybe I'll connect with y'all here soon again, and I'll give y'all some smooth vibes and everything like that. But this is some hard stuff today.
That's on that. We want the smooth too. Alright.
You find this track real quick.
Okay. So you said this is A&T. This is a little harder.
This is a little hard. This is called Never Back Down. I'm actually doing the video for it in a couple of weeks. And so I'm going to have that getting situated. The song, y'all got it before it's actually dropping. I'm going to drop it here in 2 weeks. And then I'll follow up with the video.
Okay.
If you need a gunman, let me know.
Yeah, we got gunman number 2 right here. So if you need a gunman for your video,
Hostage situation.
Yeah.
Alright, see? Come on.
Life hit me with some obstacles, a mission.
That's a different one. That's not Never Back Down.
Nah, I sent in the email is the I just sent the MP3 in there, and then I put links for y'all to check out later.
Oh, okay, guys. Yeah.
Yo, M20, where you at? Run that up, Rico.
Yeah. A&T. Tell them I'm back now. I never back down. My team strapped down. Let it go back down. Man down, that's on 911. Nigga, I never back down. No, I won't run, nigga. Chasing money till my pockets big pun, nigga. Terrorists, why you fucking with the wrong ones, nigga? Don't back down. Jesus, send you to Jesus, front to the casket. My flow the meanest, that's where the heat is. Get off my penis, unless you a genius. Shit, I need this. Back down never. Who is better? Birds of a feather. Niggas all the same, they don't know better. Man, I've been a king since a nigga Chris Webber. Man down, let it go. Better stay on your toes. I've been flexing on these hoes. Man down, let it go. I've been grinding, I've been fighting. Got the lightning, once the cake, got the ice. Supersizing my meal, appetizing. Oh my God, running back, I'm a titan, nigga. Ask Paul about the kid. A&T is killing this shit. Man, I gotta stay lit. Nigga, extinguish your shit. I got the fire. Make us sing like Mariah. They just birds on the wire. Dirt that drizzle choir singing. Tell them I'm back now. I never back down. My team strapped down. Let it go back down. Man down, that's on 911. Nigga, I never back down. No, I won't run, nigga. Chasing money till my pockets big pun, nigga. Terrorists, why you fucking with the wrong ones, nigga? Don't back down.
Yes. CPG's about to commit a crime off that song.
right.
It's
the beat.
Yeah, that beat. It reminded me of that Pop Smoke joint. And I love that beat, just with the different variations. I'm not even a Pop Smoke fan. I found out that was his track. It makes you want to bounce in the club and shit.
Does it make you want to bounce or make you want to rob a nigga? Cause
Right.
you
You fucking happen at the same time. You're bouncing in the club and still robbing a nigga at the same time.
In the club, huh?
Yeah,
Oh,
so you weapon in the club. Shit.
What?
Never mind, that's another story.
Yeah,
But
okay.
yeah, that joint, I like that joint. That was a bang. I think that's a nice club bang hit right there to get the crowd jumping right there.
That it's gonna get some fights
I
started
appreciate
in the club.
That's
It's
what you
gonna,
do anyway. You trying to lay in the
it's
club,
gonna
you
get
still
some
gonna
fights.
fight.
You
Yeah,
know,
it really is.
you cannot fight off Sade.
Somebody find a way
But
to.
no, real talk. I remember years ago, somebody was, this is for my go-go heads, backyard came down to my college, and they did thong song, and
mm,
this dude started fighting during the thong song.
He couldn't
mm.
dance.
Well, he didn't get no play from the
Oh,
women,
that's why.
and
He was just
then
angry.
He has blue balls.
he was fighting too many people, and y'all know how I get. I was a little rowdy with him, so
Did you cut him?
I did not. I did not. No, that was back in the day. He didn't have no
So,
restrictions.
the video, where you gonna do the video at?
Right.
So I'm doing it in the open space. I'm doing it in Roanoke, but um, do y'all want to hear the idea, or do y'all want to? Huh?
Well, we don't want you to put your stuff out
I don't
there.
want to get your secret
No,
away.
no.
Right?
What
Because when you,
I'm not going to tell you the whole idea, but basically, I'm going to be in an open area, and it's gonna involve some people. I'm gonna have a bunch of people out, but it's gonna be some cars involved, some fire involved, a couple of other things that are crazy. But basically, it's kind of saying the "I'm back" thing, because tell them I'm back now. So it's like I want people waiting in anticipation of this. I want people. It's like the rebirth, all of that stuff. So when I start going in, I want it to be a riot type of feel almost, with people in the background, but farther in the background, and I want it to have that feeling. So you get that vibe from the video, from the music, and so when I perform it and I go crazy, I want everybody to go a little crazy as well.
Right.
alright.
So you want them to fight, is what you're saying. I got you.
No, no,
Um,
but I mean, I've created a thing for myself with performing, is that I try to elevate higher and higher with things, like from climbing things to jumping on things. Um, I've been on a festival, and I've climbed the roof of the festival stage, like as in, and doing different things to where it just makes people hype. So then having a song like this it'll make people, because there are people that, especially with indie crowds, they kind of are relaxed or reserved some of the times. So I make sure that I bring music out that you can't just chill. You gotta be like, oh, I have to get up and do something to this.
cool.
So
So I got a question for you.
uh-huh.
What album impacted your music life?
Um, you want to know what's crazy is that I can pick some albums that I rock with now and everything, but as far as in things, you will be kind of surprised to hear what I listen to versus what I rap, because
You sure?
I heard something about Sade, and I'll listen to some Sade. I'll listen to some Lauryn Hill, or some or like like a Outcast album, but like, so I'm kind of, I try to keep myself calm, and even when you see me at a show or anywhere, I'm calm and just chill. I'll network with somebody, and then I'll snap on that that energy real fast. So um I think really I don't really have a particular album. It just depends on those days, because I get caught up in different types of vibes, and then I'll kind of make music towards those vibes.
Okay, okay. So shout out to Alexis, because she's on here. She also said that Erica B will be a special guest appearance in your video as well.
Oh, that's nice. Okay.
Oh yeah, she gonna come out.
Oh,
That's gonna be good. You know what I love?
yes. That's all you should think about. That's all you should
No,
think about.
no.
See,
You know what?
he's really gonna be in this video shoot.
Yeah, I definitely gonna be there. I'm not making a trip down the road though, man. I'm gonna be selling dishes, man. I might gotta go there, man.
You know what?
Hey,
And get rowdy.
That's all you remember that intro. Let's put up some bitches. Y'all want to do that too? Please. So we definitely get the video done. Definitely send it to us because we actually play the videos here too as
Right.
well.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I just lost my pen.
Okay.
So yes, I can. You got a question because I'm kind of lost right now.
No, I just
Um,
want to put out there that you have a good vibe to you, and I can tell you probably more laid back than rowdy. I can hear it in you, and it isn't a shock that you listening to Sade and Lauren Hill. We got this guy sitting next to me that he does the same thing. So,
That Shawty live concert might be on point.
oh God,
Turn the lights down, surround sound on, man.
oh
It's a
boy.
whole different vibe, man.
So
hey,
just know when you come up to DC, you got a like-minded individual sitting here that he'll grill and I serve up the drinks. 151 just don't have you tripping.
Some of the video girls.
See, you know what? Here we
I'm
go.
just saying, trying to get some
right, right.
ambiance. Trying to get some ambiance.
So how do you feel about the current state of music right now?
Hmm.
Um, so it's a different with the mainstream right now. Like the mainstream, I feel like it's basically if as long as you're popular, you know how to work social media, you can probably get away with anything you want to put in music. Uh, it's not really actually about music at this point in time. If we're talking about the rap scene, because with rap, it's as long as you know how to work social media. If you get a bunch of people looking at you, really, that's all some people, a lot of record labels care about because then you're making money on social media, you're doing all of this stuff, and they just want to grab you just for that. So you could be making whatever, and then they'll just push that because that's just popular right now. But we have a lot of artists that are, I would say, B listers or C listers, that are still famous, that are putting out great music and still touring. And so it's underlined. It's not on, might not be on the radio, but they're still out there doing work. And so I feel like music still is still as diverse as it can be, and still has crazy artists behind it. And so I think it's just a thing of finding those artists, just like how the artist has to find their crowd. Those crowds got to find that artist too.
Okay. All right. Anything CP3? Besides trying to get a guest spot in the video?
You can
Trying to think. So that song that would be your first video, or have you already had any experience doing videos previous?
You said what was that?
I said the single that we just played. You said I seen you in the process of making the video for that one. Have this to be your first video, or you've already done a video for one of your previous projects?
I've done videos on my previous projects, and also have one on my YouTube page of a joint project I did with an artist named MV3D from last year, and it's called Pennywise, and it came out in October. But I did 2 videos with him on our collab project that we had, and I also dropped about 3 videos from my last album I dropped last year. So I've been trying to gain traction and just plan and prepare for this year, because no matter what this year kind of going on, that I was going to be making sure that I was ready to drop tons of stuff.
So I got a question.
Yeah,
How do you deal with your love life versus the industry life?
man, no sleep, man. I mean, I try to balance. I try to balance everything. I think that if you're committed to whatever it is in life, I feel like you can make enough time for whatever. Like, as in, there's people out here that are doing jobs that they're there at that job most of the day. So if they can do that, or if people can manage doing a full-time job and have tons of kids, or different scenarios, then I shouldn't, say that because I'm doing this, I can't do this. So I try to make time for a little bit of everything and put balance in my life. And so, and got to sacrifice something, then I'll sacrifice something that I feel like I can personally to make sure that I can still function around.
Right.
So let me play the advocate with that one.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I've experienced, and there's another guy in here that deals with this all the time. Uh,
Mhm.
you can't please everybody,
Right.
and doing entertainment, having a commitment to entertainment or media or whatever you do makes it hard.
Mhm.
Committed to have because you got that commitment to another person. But how do you like? Because what if your significant other, stop me if you've heard this before, doesn't understand your drive?
Yeah. Well, see that
Important going to your shows are.
Mm.
Doesn't understand how to support you.
Mhm.
So how do you deal with
Well, me personally, I came into anybody that comes into like my life or I start a relationship, I make sure I put down what I want to do. Like, as in, I know that music is a thing where you tell somebody you do music, just like if it's art or whatever else. Some people are going to take it a certain way because they don't take the seriousness of it until you're big or something. So they're not going to take, but I make sure I let people know, anybody that enters my life and somebody that I'm with, I make sure they know the sacrifices that I'm making for myself and the sacrifices that they're going to need to make. And even if they say, even if they're down for it and, you know, down the line something changes, I told this, I told you this, I told you this. So I make sure that I lay it all out there. So there's no miscommunication or nothing. So when I'm doing this and doing this, then if you're not down with it anymore, then that means you don't support the dream because I'll support yours, you know, 100%. So if you ain't support mine, then I guess you know, you gotta stay where you are, and I'm gonna have to keep on this journey alone. You know, some people are meant to be, temporary in your life, and only, y'all are supposed to, you can trade off this and that, and y'all can help each other through the way or whatever. But some people are temporary, and if the people that you meet support you and you support them, then you can build something. But I make sure that I make what's known, you know, and so there's no miscommunication. That's with jobs that I have. That's with whatever in life. I make sure so I don't hear nothing from nobody. And if they do say something, then they talking to a wall because I ain't gonna be there because I got some stuff to do.
Yeah. He said that. So all the ladies listening, they understand that, huh?
I had that same talk several
That's
times.
why we was looking at
I
you.
know it seems to never work for me. Maybe I gotta start rapping or singing or something. Cause that shit going way out there, and I get that same talk. Why you always so busy? Because I got business. That's what busy is. Now, if I was sitting up underneath you for all day and didn't have a job, then you want me to get out and do something. So, I got to change my circle.
well, he teaching you, sir. You can always learn.
Speaking on that.
You always can learn.
Oh, I know.
Oh, sir,
Uh-huh.
it is my favorite part of the show. And CP3 is going to tell you why this is my favorite part of the show.
At the Bar Radio presents Bars at the Bar.
Exactly. So I don't care if it's written, I don't care if it's freestyle, we just gonna vibe over the energy, acapella bars, man. Just hit us with some bars, sir.
Okay. Let me see. Let me see here. uh, Going all out to the drop six under. Niggas fold in the storm when they start to hit thunder. Take cover, just a prince in the rain, the color purple like lover. Started from the bottom, now I'm chilling with someone's mother. I'm going in that shaft, progressing on my craft. Pockets fat with these presidents, put that on task. Bad bitches on tap that never gave me math. Now I'm hot with cold shoulders. Guess I got the last laugh. And see, I'm A&T. I'ma do me regardless. You already know I. Yeah, that, that's a little something. A little something. Look,
So we take a little
trying
something.
to trying to freestyle, but I got some bars that I can spit for y'all besides that. But
Go ahead
all right. Um, let's see. Uh, I put my heart in these pages. Told my girl hold me down and every day you touch greatness. Locked up, but I was free from the cages. Grinding, I can't pause like a sentence with no spaces. Feeling like I gotta make up for lost time. I want success cause failure can make you lose your mind. I'm committed, can't see the future, man, love is blind. But I believe that when it comes, man, that bitch is mine. Practice makes perfect nowadays. Niggas want the best, don't even deserve it. Trying to find patience, but the message is urgent. You want to earn it. I've been chasing green so long, feel like Miss Piggy with Kermit, I swear. I'm going ham for the both of us. RP to Rashad, I'm sitting sick, get the Robitus. Dreaming big in the king's bed in my pillows plush. Feeling better than Kale, drinking the orange crush. A wanted man, lead these beats erect. Bounty on my head, I got the knowledge to autocorrect. All my wrongs in my life with no regrets. Trying to find forgiveness for these haters, I tend to forget. See, I'm still that nigga repping SMG. Talking reckless, but I got more drive than A&T. I swear when I feel like when I live, man, it's killing me. Telling death to hold on, this pinnacles I get to see. But I swear that I got it. Yeah, little something. Try to sit off the top. A little something.
All right. Well, oh man, I mean, you got anything else, Lady Antoinette?
No, I'm good. I'm asking everything. Okay.
So, I think the thing that you need to tell us now is where they can find your music, sir.
You can find it on Spotify, iTunes, A.N.T. You can type in Ants Life, ANTSLYFE, on Google, and I'm sure that probably my YouTube, SoundCloud, streaming networks, all of that stuff will show up there. But if not, just make sure you type in A.N.T, and on YouTube, Google Play, anything, I'll be there. And social media, it's Ants Life with a Y. You plug that in, and you're bound to find me.
You said Ants Life?
Yeah, Ants Life, with a Y.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good play on words. Where the fuck you come from?
I'm not on his idea, man. I might do government number two. Like, might do a web series.
No.
Oh,
Come on,
No.
man.
Actually.
No.
Yes,
It'd be tasteful.
No.
alright, so we're about to let you go. I'm gonna play some videos, and then we'll be back because we still got some more stuff that we're gonna talk about. Real quick, before we get off, let you off. Anything you want to say about the DMX situation?
Just, prayers out to him. I know that I was watching. I'm not sure if y'all were watching when they did. He did that versus battle with Snoop,
Yep.
and the prayer that he said beforehand and stuff like that. And I was thinking of that when just when all of this was happening. Then I think I was listening to him describe how he got hooked in the first place. I don't know if y'all heard how he got hooked in the first place. Yeah.
There was a clip of it when he was on the People Party podcast with Top
Yeah.
Ali. When he tells the story and the pain that he tells, like basically his mentor, who was like in his 30s and he was 14, handed him a blunt that was laced and never told him that. And this is somebody he looked up to. This is somebody that was teaching. The dude was teaching him the wrong ways of life anyway. The dude was teaching him, they was going out robbing and stuff like that. And DMX was at the time, he a young boy, he was focused on the money. And he's like, yeah, you want to hit this blunt, go ahead, hit this blunt. And he got him hooked.
Yeah, and see, with that, like, as in, I got people in my life that are on stuff, and that's where the trials and tribulations I was talking about coming up, and just people in general. You meet people along the way, but I feel like it's important for people to know who's in their circle and who they fuck with, because not everybody has your best interests. So you want to make sure that you don't try to fit in the crowd. You want to make the crowd. You want to be the crowd. Don't try to fit in where you don't belong, because that'll end up in the road that you might not want to go through or go down, and then you might get stuck on that road. And with the recovery, like as in you got to make sure that you have people in your circle to make sure that you're doing good, to check up on you. And so you just got to check the circle that you have and the circle that you want to be in, and make sure that you're good. Because at the end of the day, it's all about you. You don't live for the that circle. You live for yourself. So if you're not good, nothing's good. You know what I mean?
Definitely, definitely. We talked about addiction at the beginning of the show, about DMX, and one thing we always say about addiction is like addiction doesn't stop after 30 days. Addiction is
Hmm.
a lifelong process. Fighting the influence
Yeah.
of sobriety uh, never stops. My grandmother
Right.
was a drug counselor and an alcoholic at the same time. So
Hmm.
she helped people with their demons, but then had to come home and battle hers. Uh,
Yeah.
and as strong as she was, she couldn't. There was something that she couldn't back. There's something
Mm.
she couldn't beat, and she just couldn't. So it's people who judge on those situations. It's not just, oh wow, he just put the pipe down. He like them demons are strong.
Yeah, they are.
So we send our prayers out for this man. For this great artist, this very talented man that touched a lot of people with his music.
Hmm. Music.
First artist to ever have two different albums on the Billboard charts at the same time.
Right. He
Facts.
had it right back to back though. He really did.
So definitely, definitely. Um, that's about it. I mean, I'm about to play some videos because I've been sipping a whole lot of alcohol and I got to do a bathroom break.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah,
Oh,
man,
no, thank
appreciate you, man.
you.
But if on your way to New Jersey, you want to stop in the DMV area, um, you can't whisper on the
You
mic.
can't whisper
Yeah,
at all.
But if you ever want to stop by, just let us know, man. At the bar, we here on Sundays. We podcasting and girls on the summertime. CPT trying to do this shit during the wintertime. Like, bro, it's snowing. We can't grill outside.
He don't
Charcoal
care.
burns in the snow.
God.
He don't care.
But if you come during the summertime, we can buy. Like, we really have to get control over CP3. You like, but dog, it ain't too cold. I can still grill.
It's still real, bro. You eat off the grill. Keep,
Everybody be inside.
yeah,
Yo, this dude wanted to come over when it was snowing one day and was like, yo, you have to grill outside.
yeah. I agree.
But yeah, be out there.
So, but if you ever come to the area, just let us know. When you get the video and it's completed, we'll do a follow-up interview with it and we'll play it,
Indeed.
We throw a little echo on it or world premiere.
Oh my goodness.
Word. But I'm with y'all on their page now, so definitely I'll keep contact, but then I also support as well. All about supporting.
All right.
Appreciate
And
that.
we'll do the same. If you got something on Spotify, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna download it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Gutman number two is a producer.
Oh yeah, got some tracks.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Well, I think for sure.
I see my SoundCloud with some of the beats that I got on there. I got like 20 tracks on there, different varieties. Some dubstep, hip hop, R&B, all different types.
Some robbery music.
Yeah, it's something you can clean your gun to.
Well, yeah. We'll definitely link up. Yeah. Hit my Facebook up then, and we'll just go from there.
No doubt. I'm following that.
Yep. That's all we know. So you should see us money. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's what we do.
We already hit you up.
All right. I appreciate y'all.
No problem. No problem.
All right. I got y'all now. All right.
So that's what it's about, dog. It's about making connections and networking. Um, I'm about to play new Sheeta P joint, and then I got some other artists I'm gonna play too, and then we'll be back to talk about the rest of the stuff we didn't get to talk about.
703 718.
I ain't no killer, but don't push me. I ain't no killer, but don't push me.
Say word.
You off that smoke and that pussy. So fuck around and be a pussy.
Yeah.
Bitch. I ain't no killer, but don't push me.
Word.
I ain't no killer, but don't push me.
Word.
You off that smoke and that pussy.
Say word.
So fuck around and be a pussy. Bitch. Come through, gun blasting. Black lingerie, ski masking. Don't ask questions, gun blasting. I'm straight snapping. My bitch is wildin', bodies everywhere, but I don't care. My mind is gone, out of here. They said they want Miss P, they said they want it with me. I'll leave their mouth on the curb like Sesame Seed. Yes indeed, you fell to your knees. Now it's time to roll my motherfucking weed. Fix my weed, now it's time to leave. Holla, now it's time to leave. I said, I ain't no killer, but don't push me. I ain't no killer, but don't push me.
Say word.
You off that smoke and that pussy. So fuck around and be a pussy.
Yeah.
Bitch. I ain't no killer, but don't push me.
Word.
I ain't no killer, but don't push me.
Word.
You off that smoke and that pussy.
Say word.
So fuck around and be a pussy. Bitch. Boom. Straight through your dough. That 4-4. All in your clothes. I'm leaving hoes. All in your hoes. I'm blasting off. I'm about to blow. My bitches with it. We about to really get it. Call it crime scene. Cause blood is spilling. I started right. My goons everywhere. Leave you in the house. The kids and mama there. I ain't no killer, but don't push me. I ain't no killer, but don't push me.
Say word.
You off that smoke and that pussy. So fuck around and be a pussy.
Yeah.
Bitch. I ain't no killer, but don't push me.
Word.
I ain't no killer, but don't push me.
Word.
You off that smoke and that pussy.
Say word.
So fuck around and be a pussy. Bitch.
Yeah, man. Y'all know what it is, your boy Lil Dale, man. Everybody trying to kick us out the rap game. Still in that joint, you feel me? Feature here, feature there. Mixtape coming soon. Just a little preview from Struggle to Hustle, man.
She's like tic-tac-toe, tic-tac-toe. They tryna cross us out, but we still making it all. Making them all. It's like tic-tac-toe, tic-tac-toe. They tryna cross me out the game, but I'm making all. It's like tic-tac-toe, tic-tac-toe. They tryna cross me out, but I'm still making it all. It's like tic-tac-toe, tic-tac-toe. They tryna cross me out the game, but I'm making all. It's like tic-tac-toe. They tryna cross me out, but I'm still making it all. It's like tic-tac-toe. Every time they make a move, I'm making foes. How you go? Try across the king, got the palace. We'll keep the dope bad nigga. We got it. If you don't let us do the first time, we gon' come back and take in the stakes on stage like a throwback. I don't know it, getting money by the pound, call the pancake. Close the door in my face, I'ma let the round shake. Be with the same team from the bottom, no crucial. Got a problem with it, then we got a solution.
It's your boy, put a rollie on my wrist. I ain't hating that niggas, ain't talking about shit. Run my money up, nigga, off the towns and the bars. Trap going ham, I ain't even got a car, bitch. Still wanna fuck, I'm a new Audemars. Suck a nigga to the moon, cause you know I'm a star. No Reggie Miller, nigga smoking kush out the jar. Hit my lawyer with some extra, that's a mean charge. Tic-tac-toe on your ass, that's a cross. Watch what you say around me, I'm a boss. How the fuck you niggas came up and never took a loss? How the fuck you niggas came up and never took a loss? Nigga get a little money and they chain like the wind. I don't give a fuck, nigga, I don't need friends. See me pull up in a brand new Benz. Pouring up lean, nigga, counting up M's.
She's like tic-tac-toe, tic-tac-toe. They tryna cross us out, but we still making it
chain. What's up? Do this one for the hood, man. Okay, you already know what's up, right? Yeah. Trap going ham, 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 trap going ham. Break out the bands, bring out the scales, bust down the ground. Phone need a charge, this bitch won't stop. It's just like me, cause we both love guap. Hit it up and I'ma get it straight. I swear to God, the young nigga move work. That's on my kids. This the hear about cake. That chopper talk, you try to chat, get 8. I'm about my business. Yeah, I'm riding around getting paper. East side shorty, you haters. What it do? Cause I'm riding around with that bang. Fully loaded, ready to book one of these strangers. Trap going ham, 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 trap going ham. See, I've been doing stupid numbers more. Digits over digits, cause no, the sky's the limit when you're getting it. I've been getting it for a minute. I was here since the beginning. Took some losses, now I'm winning. Took some losses, now I'm winning. See, I'm caught up in that trap house. What you think that trap out? First we get that bomb in, then we count them stacks out. Then we snatch that re-up and blow through the chain. New pair of J's and I might cop a chain. Y'all been rapping about it, my been getting to it. That's why the trap is going ham. That's why the bitch is so stupid. Head spinning in circles. Trap gon' make you lose it. Not as long as that money talking. Keep that word moving. Trap going ham. 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 Yeah. Slim Chance ENT. Money Train Gang. 6 days change. Welcome to Change World. Track going ham. Woo!
CP3.
Yes, sir.
What have you been up to this week?
Oh boy, it's been a wild week, man. April starting out, weather-wise, like we back in February and shit. We got that great ending of March, 70s, almost 80. All of a sudden, old man winter came back out there, man. It's been crazy. Just trying to sell some cars, man. Stay out of trouble. Have a little fun every now and again. I made a trip to the old employment strip club. Took a trip. See they renovated and
I think you just wanted to check that out. Oh, okay. Yeah.
And it looks very nice. Has some nice ambiance. Has some nice.
Did you help anybody pay their college tuition?
I think I contributed a little bit. I might help with books. I don't know about tuition.
It's enough for snacks.
Yeah, it might be some snacks too. Yeah. So I just just wanted to cut up. Now I don't do security no more. Even though they asked me to come back, I was like, nah. The paycheck here every 2 weeks, I can match that with one car sold. So if y'all need help anyway, I got your back. If anybody jump out of line, I ain't got a problem knocking them out.
While you're there.
Yeah, I've had to do it a few times. I just happen to be there when stuff pop off.
Really?
Yeah, because I always see it. I have that knack to be able to see bullshit before it happens.
Oh, probably because you be the one that created something.
I be in the cut chilling, man.
Right, but I'm saying like you have done that before.
Not necessarily. Only if provoked.
So that being that you went as a customer, did you feel different?
No, I used to go there as a customer before I started doing security there.
Of course. You were a regular and then
we
decided to put you on the payroll?
There was a group of us that would go to the strip club on a weekly basis.
Were you, did you see your favorite there?
No, they retired. I'm not even going to mention their name.
Retired. How does that go?
You've been stripping for so long, and just get old. You gotta do something new, man. You get older, man. You can't keep
So,
on showing your
did
booty
you?
for money when you get in your 30s, man. Now you gotta have a backup plan by then.
Oh, okay.
So unless you want to go into porn.
Oh my
I
god.
mean, one of the girls did when the pandemic hit. She went into porn.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, OnlyFans has been giving a lot of people.
yeah. She's on
Speaking of
OnlyFans.
porn and OnlyFans,
Right. I knew you were gonna do
Perfect
it.
segue.
Mhm.
that baby.
Mm.
So those who don't know that is, that's the Catch Me Outside girl from Dr. Phil who turned into a rapper.
The one that needed to be beat.
Oh, her ass. That's
Yeah,
her name.
that one. The one that cussed him out.
That's the one that got $1 million.
That's the one who
It's
just
6
turned
hours.
18. And first of all, she became famous. First, she became popular and famous due to her nasty attitude, trying to fight everybody under the sun.
Yeah, I didn't watch the show, but I saw the clips online.
Yeah,
I didn't watch the show, but everybody knows the clips.
right, and then the song was created as a result of that. They took the clip and created the song. So that.
So she won. So this is what happened. Several weeks ago, she made allegations against the camp that she went to, stating that they were being abused and even sexually abused. Then, on the day that she turns 18, she opens her OnlyFans and she makes $1 million in 6 hours.
A lot of tricks out there.
Well, it's a lot of perverts.
I mean,
it's a lot of perverts because I feel like I remember having talked to some of my boys back in the days, and they was like, if it's grass on the field, play ball. And I was like, no, I got sisters. That niggas you fucked up where I'm from.
I know some dudes, yeah, same thing.
Yeah, it speaks to the culture of that surrounds certain things and entertainment industry. I mean, she's 18, so technically that's not an issue, but that means that all those people were literally waiting.
Yeah. So if you were waiting for her, if you were lusting at her at 16 and you were waiting for her to do OnlyFans at 18, something's really fucking wrong with you. If you're grown, if you're like 46, like if you're 21 or if you were 17
or you're 18, like
or 18, that's different. But like if you're like damn near 50 and you could be her grandfather, like stop that shit.
For her to make $1 million that soon, it was definitely some gold.
You had a 17-year-old that you waited to 18?
No, I told her I wasn't gonna be with her until she turned 18, and she basically stalked me until she turned 18. And when she turned 18, she was like, "All right, I'm ready for you to fuck me now." I'm like,
and what did you do?
I held out for as long as I could.
And how long was that?
I was like 3 months, and she pulled my card. Pulled my card in front of everybody. She was like,
"Nigga, if you don't stop being a fucking victim."
I tried to be good. She pulled my card. I had no choice but to fuck that young lady.
So you let an 18-year-old bully you into sex?
And how old were you at the time?
I was like 21.
So you at 21, in the height of your thugness.
You let a 18-year-old bully you into sex. You want us to believe that?
Was she bigger
How
than
did
you?
her mouth get onto your penis if that's the case?
Because I never slept with her until she turned legal, but I did.
Okay, but what I'm saying
Was
to
she
you
bigger
is
than
that
you?
we don't believe you.
Was she stronger than you?
No.
So how did she bully you?
Because she pulled my card in front. She was like,
She pulled your dick out?
That's not bullying.
When you're 21 and you're around all your boys and the chicks say, "Oh,
It's called peer pressure, but not bullying.
Yes, I didn't say bully. Bully was
You
your word.
did.
No, y'all said bully. I disagreed.
So you agreed that you were bullied, but now you're saying you weren't bullied.
I was trying not to.
Look at Oliver North.
I'm down with him.
I was trying not to, but she was like, I was going to give him.
How hard did you try not to?
I didn't for 3 months. Then she, still, we was out chilling, drinking. Friday night, she like, I want to give him something, but he's scared. Everybody looked at me like, what you gonna do? I had a point to prove. I was 21. I ain't scared of no folks. They ain't gonna tell me that. I ain't gonna punk no bitch no faggot.
Oh, okay.
So I did what I had to do.
And then you ain't call her ever again.
Nah, she's still in the neighborhood. Oh, that's another rule I broke. Do not have a friend within a 2-mile radius. Fellas, listen to me. Do not have a friend within the 2 mile radius. It
I
alleviates a lot of problems. Trust me.
you done that?
That's my lesson of the day.
Are you finished?
Yeah.
Okay.
Y'all thank me later.
You are
A
CP3.
hot mess. That's what he is. He's a hot
I'm
mess.
dropping knowledge that some of these fellas gonna appreciate. Some of them still gonna do the shit because I know a couple of them that I told them they still do the shit.
So what is up with elevators and black celebrities?
That's what people get there.
Yeah,
They
normally it'd be good stuff.
throwing a
but
hand.
We be catching the bad stuff lately. You know, you can get some things happening good in the elevator, but lately it's been all bad.
Yeah, it has. It has. But here's the thing. So it's amazing that this footage mysteriously appears a year after um, that it was actually taken.
What,
Somebody leaked it.
Sweetie?
Yeah.
Somebody leaked it and know they can make money off of it. They secure. Some security
No,
guy.
it was security.
Yeah, some security guy. Some was like, you know
But
what?
I thought that was a year later. I thought that was recent.
No, she said that. That's what I heard. I was listening to somebody.
And she said
it
that?
was over a year ago,
Mm-hmm.
which doesn't make it better. But I mean, what most people are saying, you know, you should never put your hands on a woman, which I agree with. But
why do
you shouldn't put her hands on a man.
You're right. Yeah,
but why do we don't think these people aren't human? Like they're celebrities. Just because you're a celebrity, you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna do stuff.
Right.
And you know, there's no audio. We don't know what was going on.
Right.
Truthfully, as a man, you really shouldn't put your hands on a woman. But at the same time, as a woman, you shouldn't put your hands on a man.
Right. Well, here's the thing. I saw him push her after they said she swung on him. I really don't think that she was a threat to him, and I don't think that he thought she was a threat because he was just like whatever. He didn't. He seemed very unbothered in the video, like like okay, whatever, and rolled out. So we know now, even without seeing the video, that they had a relationship.
Yeah.
She has let it be known that their relationship was toxic in one way, shape, or form.
They were the same size jeans.
You know what? You know what?
Well, you and your girls don't wear the same size jeans, and
Nah, he probably got the same size jeans as somehow.
I
I've been seeing some things.
Hey, we all have a past.
So,
Some folks has purpose.
No, but I say this because it's funny we talk about toxic relationships. When we were doing the live and stuff, we were talking about a toxic relationship. Salute to Ernest L. He got on and he was talking about the Big Mo show, and D9 I was explaining like how you gonna have a player's ball, but you got a toxic relationship. Yeah. Like, but some people love crazy.
So here's my problem. People go through things.
Yeah.
Right? People go through things. But, and it kind of plays on the Derek Jackson thing too. Derek Jackson.
Oh yeah, I'm not familiar. I've seen the
meme. I can't stand the man. I never could. But he gave me a vibe that he was real phony. He's giving a relationship advice. Okay? And he built his brand off of giving relationship advice and presenting himself to the world as a specific type of person that he was not. I don't do well with that. And from what I'm hearing, this show that you're referring to, 151, is about someone who was giving advice.
Yeah.
And whole time they're in a toxic relationship. I feel like, don't come to me and tell me your advice on my life, and you got a whole bunch of mess that you need to focus on. Now, if you came to the scene talking about your issues and experiences that you've had and you were transparent, that's one thing. But don't come trying to pretend that you good and you got a whole bunch of nonsense behind you. Stuff I don't even have. So how am I taking advice from you?
I mean, I don't understand how you build a foundation on wet sand and you expect the house to stay up.
Indeed.
But it happens more often than not. You know.
I really don't understand how folks take advice on their relationship from someone that's not in their relationship. Instead of communicate with their partner, they'd rather put their business out to some third party who's supposed to be able to help them. So, I mean, it's...
Well, sometimes that does help.
I mean, it does, but you have to... honestly, in my experience, and I was at fault sometimes too, of not listening to my
Oh
partner.
shit.
Yeah.
We have a breakthrough.
Told you I went to therapy. But
Yeah, but you've been to therapy and you still be on here lying and pretending.
I still have deniability, damn it. It's not gonna be on tape.
Oh,
That
okay. Well, you just said it for once in your life. You said that you be at fault, so that's good.
Oh, I mean, yeah, on the.
I think I still got deniability.
Yeah,
Damn
you
it.
damn right, because that's what my psychiatrist. She can't. That's their. She can't.
Oh, she
say,
told
yeah,
you. Oh, okay.
I know about I know about the privacy shit.
No, but I'm saying you admit that she said that to you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
When I was in therapy, I was
I'm
like,
glad.
when I'm on this show, this is my therapy, so I can say whatever the hell I want.
But you still be in denial. That's a problem.
No, it ain't.
Oh my god.
You know the funny thing is he tried to deny. He just looked like, no, that that's some niggerish shit.
Right. Get your whole life together.
It is.
No, wait, really? What?
How is it together, sir?
Where is it together?
It ain't falling apart, damn it.
Hold on. If it were falling apart, you ain't gonna do nothing but deny it. So it don't make a difference.
Damn if you do, damn if you don't. Fuck it, just keep moving forward. Something
Just keep denying.
Something going to give sooner or later, but fuck it.
Whole thing.
Yeah,
oh my goodness.
I lost my train of thought. What the hell I was talking about?
Really? How shocking.
But yeah, I mean, I just like to have fun, stay out of trouble, try to live right, try to do right, man. It's simple.
Really?
But yeah, we talk about relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I don't think people are honest with each other or themselves.
Well, they're not.
Yeah, most people would jump from one relationship to the next and not question why didn't the relationship work.
Or work on themselves.
Yeah, that's what I used to do. I always blame the other person. Didn't chicken stock on. It's one constant in every relationship. That's me.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to look myself in the mirror and see what I was doing that was leading to
the situation.
Preach! Right, on this Preach! Sunday. Look at him.
Told you I'll be dropping knowledge
sometimes.
So yeah, you gotta be able to love yourself. No one is gonna make you complete. No one is gonna make you happy about yourself. If you're not happy about yourself, you need to get yourself together first before you get into a relationship. And we have a lot of people that are afraid to do that, and then will get into a relationship and it become toxic almost instantly because they're not being real with themselves or the person they're trying to be with, because they're trying to keep some persona or some front which they can't keep up. And then they get mad and resent them for trying to keep up that fucking persona.
Okay, yeah.
That's some real life shit. I didn't live that.
Yeah,
shit.
you did.
That's from the heart, son.
You know what? I'm just so proud to hear this.
Let me get my segue into my quick movie review real quick, and then I gotta have a conversation with DMV artists that they're not gonna like. So of course I saw Godzilla versus Kong. I enjoyed it because Kong got his ass kicked. I really didn't see Skull Island. Really, I think I watched it maybe once or twice, and I fell asleep the second time. Didn't really do that much for me, but the Godzilla movies I enjoyed more.
Okay.
But as far as it was slightly entertaining. I was entertained by it.
Yeah.
I've never really been a Godzilla fan, so.
Get the hell off this stage.
What about King Kong?
I mean, I watched it, but I wasn't something like, I gotta see, the remake of it. If it come on, I check it out. If not, it really is not a big deal. I was never really a King Kong.
You probably like Mighty Joe Young, didn't you?
I watched it. I can't say I was a fan of it. I could sit through that before I could sit through it.
What? Really?
Because I never got the. I mean, I remember GOP one time broke down.
Wait. Do you think that Mighty Joe Young is similar to the storyline of Godzilla?
No.
I mean, of King Kong?
No. I know it was different. I don't even remember what it was about. It's not I watched.
Charlize Theron was the girl.
That's one reason why I watched it.
And they had a bond.
She's South African, dog.
Right. But she's no, she's still Caucasian. He said she's a sister.
But I like her as an actress.
So here's the thing. In Mighty Joe Young, a white woman had a bond with a giant ape.
Black man. Yeah,
okay. You know what?
Just say it. Let's cut to the chase.
And then, the powers that be.
Wanted to get them apart.
Right. Yeah. And they were attacking
So this ain't Mighty C.
Joe.
So this ain't Mighty C.
Shut up. So they were attacking Joe.
Uh,
You don't see no similarities to King Kong
I mean,
with
yeah.
the Caucasian woman, the big giant ape that's abnormally big. It's not a regular ape that you see in the zoo.
Basically, she's saying Mighty Joe is a ripoff.
But you said you could watch that
I watched
before.
it once, just like I watched King Kong once.
But you said you could watch that before watching King Kong. Oh, so if she was in King Kong,
I probably would.
No, Charlize Theron was in King Kong. She was in the
no, I thought she was in Mighty Joe Young.
No, she's in King Kong.
Who was in Mighty Joe Young?
I thought she was in Mighty Joe. That's the reason why I watched it.
Who was in Mighty Joe Young? We about to see who the lady is.
Obviously, a white woman with blonde hair, because that's all CP3 cares about.
I like redheads too.
First of all, let me say that Mighty Joe Young came out in '98. Whoa.
Dang.
Right? Yeah, it was Charlize.
She was?
Yeah, Mighty Joe Young. She was Jill Young. Why she had the same last name as Jill?
I told you, man, the subcontext of some of these movies, man, that's why they be getting angry.
Okay, that's... So she was in Mighty Joe Young and she was in King Kong?
I don't remember her being in King Kong. Which one was she in?
The Peter Jackson remake?
The 2005 one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, maybe they like putting Charlize.
Or maybe that was Naomi Watts.
Yeah, I think
It
that
was
Naomi
Naomi.
Watts. That's why
It was Naomi.
I can't stand her acting.
Oh, so you okay?
Oh yeah, I've seen some of her other movies. Her acting is horrible.
Oh, so you just like forget.
Oh, now you're a critic.
I love movies, man. I have favorite actors.
And you know your pretty white blonde girls. I mean, but I really do like Charlize Theron too. But still, King Kong is like a age old. That's like the daddy movie of Mighty Joe Young.
Yeah, that's cool. Like I said, I think I'm a fan. I think I had it on DVD. Like I said, one night I was bored and I watched it. And I think I watched it with I think I was at a summer camp or something. Or it was a late night. Because I used to work at a summer camp. You know, I was a camp counselor.
They allow you to counsel.
In '98.
Yep, I was still working both jobs.
In '98, you were a camp counselor.
I used my summer camp and spring basketball.
Oh
my God. Did you impregnate their sisters?
Or their mothers? See?
Mothers and babysitters.
Mm-hmm. You probably had some of your kids in that camp.
So, there's another movie that you probably never seen, CP3, called White Boy Rick.
No,
I've heard about that.
So, excuse me. The other day when I came home, yesterday I came home, I actually wound up watching a documentary about that.
Oh, the one on, was it Discovery ID?
I don't know what the fuck it was.
I think they did one on the joint too.
Yeah, I just heard about that one, the documentary. Mm-hmm.
So, I didn't realize he had been in jail for 29 years.
Mm.
So, you've seen Beverly Hills Cop, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, the guy that plays Eddie Murphy's boss, it was named Gil something, was an actual police detective in Detroit.
Oh, wow.
And basically, one of the reasons they kept White Boy Rick in jail for so long was he was fucking like the mayor's niece or something like that. And the thing was, she had been fucking another drug dealer that got arrested. And then he started messing with her.
Oh, yeah. She got pregnant.
And because he was messing with her, they actually threw a kingpin charge at him. And even when I remember watching the story and I was like, oh, I would just assumed he was out when they made the movie. But he had been in that joint for 29 years and only had like 2 parole hearings.
That's crazy.
That's what happens when you mess with the black folks.
And he was literally blackballed. And it took so this is the reason that he got out though. It took a hitman who had a hit on his life to be like, everybody got out regarding the case a while ago. Mm-hmm. He was like, if you don't want me to start naming names of corrupt police officers, y'all might want to revisit this case. And they revisited the case and finally gave it. He got out on parole. He didn't get out to be like, you free. He got out on parole. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it was just crazy. And then they waited and the one person who was holding him up was a lady who was affiliated with the guy that was in Beverly Hills Cop. And after he died, she changed her thing and was like, okay, he can go free. It's the crazy thing is I just watched Beverly Hills Cop like 1, 2, and 3 2 weeks ago.
So you
Like so then when I was like, the hell the dude with Beverly Hills Cop? The guy who plays Eddie Murphy's boss, so he was a real life police detective, and he was also part of the corruption.
Right.
And at the time when you watch White Boy Rick, the thing was, and I feel sorry for him, but they do this to black people all day long, so I really can't feel that much sorry for him because this is what happens. He just happens to be white.
Right.
So they were using him, and it's the same. This is what some of the stuff like Freeway Ricky Ross was saying when he says the government used me to buy drugs. That's basically what Snowfall is. It's a ripoff of Freeway Ricky Ross' story. But the government was basically using him at a young age to set up drug dealers and be an informant. And then when they stopped, he just went to go sell drugs because that's all he knew.
Right. You put him in that situation. You created a monster.
But because they knew they got him because at like a young age he was selling. His father was modifying guns, and they would go to gun shows and they would sell them illegally, and or he would sell them to the drug dealers.
Right.
So he it was just very interesting, but he became a real product of the system. And unfortunately, we can talk about this one white guy. But the truth of the matter is, how many black people did this happen to on a daily basis? They didn't get a movie made about it.
Right. But it's funny because I know someone that's close to me got a kingpin charge. No time. Black man. No time. How you get a kingpin charge and get no time? No, he wasn't singing. There wasn't nobody to sing to. He got a kingpin charge and he got no time. So to hear that, it's like, they wanted you where you were.
Yeah. So I mean, it was very interesting though. I think I watched it either on Hulu or Netflix, but
I think it's Netflix.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about the documentary.
Yeah, the documentary.
The documentary is real, like
that's on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Like
that's what the one they did on Discovery, I think.
Yeah.
Because the hitman dude, he's older, and he even Rick fucked the dude, his mentor's girl, and the dude was like, yeah, he's been in there way too long. Like, you know how long it gotta be to forgive a dude that got you locked up and fucked your girl? She's like, yeah, that dude really does need to come home. The hitman took off his shirt. He's an older dude. Actually, kind of looks like you if you got older. He took off his shirt.
He said, "Just look like your uncle or something."
Not a hitman.
Yeah.
I mean,
that we know about. But he had the scars to prove it, and he was like, "Yo, shotgun blast." He's like, "Yo, we was about to kill White Boy Rick," and he noticed us at a light and sped off. And
smart man.
He was like, they were riding by Chris Hansen. And because Chris Hansen is one of the reporters that were reporting on him.
Right.
So they waved at him like, motherfucker. And they noticed this dude, and they noticed his car was following. He was like, yo, dude, don't stop at this light. Just go. Right. And dude was like, yeah, they'd have stopped at the light. We would have killed him.
Yeah.
Like, they were going, he was like, yo, I was on the top of the roof when he was supposed to come out of court, but they took him underground.
Yeah.
He was like, he wasn't gonna make it to trial. And the crazy thing is, when they break it down, so at his trial, the lawyers happen to be connected to the Eddie Murphy, to the Beverly Hills Cop dude. But the crazy shit is, which is what black people have been saying for years. So they paid street people to show up at his trial to make him look bigger and to sit in the audience with the beepers and the pagers and the gold chain. The government paid, like the city police paid them to do that.
Actors, yes.
Yes.
I can believe it.
Did they do that to you?
I plead the fifth. I'm just saying, I can believe that they did something like that to try to sway the jury.
But it was just very interesting to watch. Like, it just happened to be something that I turned on because I was like doing stuff, and then I was like, oh, now how about to sit down and watch this shit? Because it got good.
Yeah.
So it's just really deep, and like. But there's, for the one white dude, there's thousands of black dudes that happen to on a daily basis.
Right.
No doubt.
On some real stuff.
Robert?
Huh?
You said they did that to you?
Nah, when I got in trouble one time with the law, it was a guy that was getting hit with a kingpin charge. He just happened to have a last name like Earl. And somehow they mixed up my name with his name.
Oh.
You sure about that?
Because it wasn't you, right?
Yeah, no.
It couldn't have been you, right?
Never that. No, I don't break the law. I'm a law-abiding citizen.
Wow. You're laying it on thick right now.
But yeah, that kingpin charge ain't no joke.
No, it's not. It'll follow you too.
Yeah, I said you make that federal.
Yeah.
I don't like no federal.
Yeah.
That's a whole different ball game.
What? You don't like no federal?
I don't like no prison. Like Jay said, I can't go there. Ain't no holes in the pants.
Oh, Lord.
The guards. The guards there.
So, before we wind this down, there's a situation that just happened at the Capitol. So, of course, we got to get Lady Internet's thoughts on that.
Yeah. A gentleman decided that he wanted to take his vehicle and run through the barricade at the Capitol, injuring 2 police officers. One passed away from his injuries, and then, of course, they shot and killed him. At one point, Capitol Police is known to be one of the safest positions, as far as law enforcement is concerned. And here we have 2 public situations the first quarter of the year. Well, it's the 4th month now, but within the first half of the year, 2 national stories, which resulted in an officer being killed. I'm talking about, when I say Capitol Police being the safest, they will go years without losing an officer on duty. Years. Decades. So for this to be going on, you gotta kind of take a step back and think, what is it? What's going on? Well, it's the same type of people each time. Right now, we have a large group of American citizens that feel that they have been wronged and that the current administration has done things to wrong them, and that they feel that they need to take things into their own hands and by force. Here's a problem I have with that. There's a very large group of American citizens that have felt that they have been wronged for years. Hundreds of years. And they haven't done that. They haven't stormed the Capitol. They haven't taken their vehicle and tried to run through a barricade, resulting in the death of a federal officer of the law. You don't see that happening from people who have been in that situation and felt that they have been wronged by our government all these years. So I feel like it's sad because these entitled people are taking the lives of literally innocent people, because those officers were innocent. the last one, I've spoken to a few Capitol Police officers. I've seen this particular officer, but I don't know him. But the people that I've talked to about him have said that he was a good guy. So here we go with another good guy. Like you have good officers. We talked about it earlier. You do have some bad apples, but we have two officers that have passed away this year for what?
Politics.
It's past politics. We really, literally, in each situation, you have people who felt entitled.
They've always felt that way. They just had somebody stoking the
And
fires
putting
and
them out.
making them. But
Yep.
I would say this has been something that's been underlying in this country for a while. And you had someone stoking the fires and made it more prevalent and made these folks more comfortable doing some of this outlandish stuff. And if they're willing to give their life for whatever cause or pursuit they're doing, I mean, that's their choice. Unfortunately, like you say, you have Capitol Police officers that have lost their lives, unfortunately. Um, but it's nothing really shocks me anymore when it comes to this country because from the beginning it's been doing fucked up things and justifying it by laws or whatever, good old boy network or whatever. So I mean nothing really surprises or shocks me when I see stuff like this going on. So it's like I don't know what I want to say. I'm pretty much numb to it now because it's become so redundant, and we've seen cases over and over again of minorities getting mistreated, killed, done wrong, prejudiced against, discriminated against, and it's always a justification for it on whatever part. Oh, I'm not really like that. My blood sugar spiked, and that's why I
Oh my
called
God,
you
that was the
girls
worst
a
thing
nigga.
ever.
Yeah, I mean, but it's cool, but because we are a perceived threat from birth, whenever we make a mistake, we don't even get a chance to apologize. Either we're dead or we're already guilty and have to try to prove ourselves innocent. When they go back and we stole a candy bar from a convenience store at the age of 7, and yes, he's been a criminal since then, so he deserved whatever he got. And that's the thing I didn't really speak about the George Floyd trial. Like I said, I really hadn't watched. I saw the opening statements by the special prosecutor, and I think he did an outstanding job of putting the facts out there and highlighting the 9 minutes that he was on his neck, that he didn't even move for the paramedics. He didn't move when there was a paramedic that was in the audience that was asking him could he check on him, and repeatedly. And I don't know what's going on with the defense now, but I've seen some folks post saying they trying some dirty stuff and trying to make Floyd the criminal, and trying to paint him in a bad light.
Yep.
So it's just I mean, this is something that's gone on throughout the history of this country, and I mean, the fact that they're prosecuting the, police officer, and, you got cameras in there, every day documenting, you got independent reporters documenting. It's going to be interesting to see how this folds out because, like I said, to me, the opening statement was pretty much the guilty verdict right there because everything that he said in that opening arguments was true. And no matter what justification you can try to have for him putting his knee in his neck and back for 9 minutes, it's bullshit.
Right.
So it's a man killing another man, and it happens to be a white police officer killing a black man. So he should be prosecuted accordingly and should be doing time. But if not, I don't know. I'm not going to say I won't be surprised. I'm going to say I hope that the riots don't get as bad as they did before out there, because that's definitely what's going to happen. And then we're going to have the same argument. Why can't you people just, not riot and burn stuff and blow stuff up? Why can't you people just stop discriminating and killing us for no reason at all? And it's a kind of, so we had a conversation. We ain't really doing shit. So change has to come, man. And I mean, there are different ways to go about it. I have a couple of different ideas. I'm not gonna go into it tonight because I ain't trying to get taken off here. But
Thank you.
we have to do something, man. We have to. We can't expect the change to come when we're doing the same stuff.
So someone has just sent us music.
Oh boy.
Just not focus. I'll get out of here.
Man, you know that. We ain't been on for over a week, man. You know we ain't gonna get off in less than 3 hours. I already knew that. That's why I fix so much food so we eat after the show. We're just gonna be hungry.
Now,
Nigga, who could be hungry with all this shit you fix?
He is.
Damn right.
Oh Lord.
This the only person. He wanted to carry burgers in his bag.
Yeah. So, um, Raider Chef Morales sent us a track called Chicago.
All right.
I thought we.
Ray the Chef sounds very familiar.
Sounds familiar. Okay.
His name. Yeah, his name sounds familiar. Oh.
You be turned up?
Really?
Really?
You don't
That's why I'm
say.
tasting mine. That's why I only had the one cup tonight. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That last week got some brownies. Good for me.
Oh Lord. Now you trying to say
He lying. Oh,
I
he
drank
lying.
I drank a beer. Okay, I didn't drink no liquor.
Okay, but you do know when you say sobriety, guess what that includes?
Man, look,
Oh, okay.
you're taking baby steps here.
What?
I was born in Chicago, the Windy City, only home that I know. So much pain, oh, it's so much pain in my city. My people been suffering too long. Just raise your hands if you feel this song. I say amen, hallelujah. Just raise your hands if you feel this song. Tired of the fighting, so sick and tired of the violence. Where is the love? Man, I miss love from Chicago, the Windy City, my home. Hold on, Chicago, hold on. Just raise your hands, Chicago, hold on. Just raise your hands if you feel this song. Hold on, Chicago, the Windy City, my home. Don't worry, Chicago, I fight for you, I fight for you. Don't worry, Chicago, I do right by you, do right by you. Don't worry, Chicago, I fight for you, I fight for me. Don't worry, Chicago, I was put on this earth only to succeed. Amen, hallelujah. Just raise your hand if you feel this song. I say Chicago, I fight for you, I fight for you. Don't worry, Chicago, I do right by you, do right by you. Don't worry, Chicago, I fight for you, I fight for me. Don't worry, Chicago, I was put on this earth only to succeed.
Damn, I dropped my bit. Nah,
Breaking the bar.
Breaking the bar. Alright, who was that artist again?
That was Raider Chef Morales. That was actually deep. I kind of like that joint.
Ray the Chef. Alright.
Over there, you know, he reminded me of
Who?
Terrence Trent D'Arby a little bit.
Okay.
Hey, I got that feel from him. Just with the raspiness of the voice and the
Mhm.
vocals, I was like,
Mhm.
I took me back a little bit. Got that old school
You
feel.
got the old school
Uh-huh.
feel.
Yeah.
You feel the pain in it.
Yeah.
That boy sound like he was raised in church.
Yeah, yeah, it does. It does.
All right now on this
Yeah.
Resurrection Sunday. All right.
Yeah, that was a nice track.
Mhm.
That's a nice track. Nice chill. I can see me riding to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a vibe.
It was a good vibe. It was a good vibe. I enjoyed it. Usually I got something critical. I ain't got critical to say
Well,
today.
So I liked it. It was a vibe. I will say this. Um, I'm surprised you ain't saying nothing about the mix, but because that's your thing. But I will say that it was a vibe to the point where I felt like you were just playing around in the studio, got your musicians, you know how people do. They
Yeah.
just be vibing. But as a song, I would say to go back and do some more things with the lyrics. Like the chorus, bridge, all that stuff, but your verse, do something. You have an opportunity. You going. It sounds like your love letter to Chicago, which is great.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. That's where you're from. That's your heart, and we felt that in the song. But I felt like just do something with the lyrics, with your verse, and you got something gold. But it definitely, I love the sound. It gave me that old school church vibe.
It's one of those very few songs. It's funny we were just talking about DMX. So it's one of those songs that provokes feeling.
Yep.
So.
And like I said, that's why I said it's a vibe.
Yeah.
I can imagine it on like a soundtrack too.
Right.
Definitely.
That's true about Chicago.
Yeah.
Obviously. But I did feel like it was a vibe. I liked the sound, the flow, and like you said, we felt, your passion for your city, and that's at the end of the day, that's where it's at. So yeah.
So I was about to wrap up, but I gotta get this off my chest.
Uh-oh.
DMV artists.
Oh yeah, he did say he was going to do that. Thank you to the chef. Okay, let's say that, and then you're gonna go ahead on your rant with these DMV artists. Our babies.
DMV artists. So we went to the Miami Music Festival. I was in Club Exchange on the Miami joint. This is why y'all fail. You don't come dressed prepared for success. So when you come in a white beater and shorts in Miami, and we got artists from Miami, we got artists from Cleveland, we got artists from Pittsburgh, and they all dressed the part, but you didn't. This is why we only have 8,000 rappers, only 2 motherfuckers that made it.
Man. Whoa.
Because we can't dress the part. We can't play our part. We cannot get in position. And then we don't know how to network. So, and not only we don't know how to network, we don't know how to conduct business. So so when I was there, I was taking pictures. Just for me. And there was an artist, so I took a picture of one of my homeboys who I do know, one of the artists I do know. And I had him take a couple pictures with different artists. And in between that time, there was an artist who was supposed to go on second. We told him he was going on second, and when it came time for him to perform, he disappeared for an hour. So he wound up going on later.
Yeah.
So by the time he went on, I put my camera up.
Yeah.
So in between this time, a young dude from Alabama walks up to me and says, "Hey, you look like, I see that you only vibe to certain people. This, you look like an important guy to know." So I was like, "Oh, I like this dude's vibe." So I took a couple of pictures of him. His manager sees me, and says, "Hey, if you take a couple of pictures of my artists, I'll pay you for them."
Right.
Okay, cool. I got a camera on anyway. It doesn't make me no difference. So I do what I do. I take pictures. And, you know, I sent him the pictures on IG. He said how much I owe you. I told him, and you pay me.
Right.
So the artist that walked by me and took a picture with my man saw all the pictures I posted on IG because someone tagged him in it.
Right.
Keep in mind, we're in the same club. Keep in mind that at the beginning, I'm getting artists their music, and so you see me running around.
Mhm.
Never said shit to me in the club.
Mhm.
Stopped him, said, "Hey, my man, take a picture with my dude." Took a picture with one of my with artists who I know personally, Black Ghost. Took a picture with Black Ghost, CP3.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So, he hits me on IG and goes, "Did you take any more pictures of me?"
What? Why would I take pictures of you? Who are you?
The Alabama artist stopped and had a conversation with me.
Right.
His manager had a conversation with me, and the other artist never walked by me. I was at the bar. I'm walking around with a camera around my neck. This is where our DMV artists fail. And then you're not networking. They're artists from, the young boy from Alabama tore the stage up. Another nigga from Cleveland tore the stage up. This other, Cleveland, Alabama is hot right now. The young boy from Miami came up. I really don't like when they have all their niggas on stage. But guess what? He came up, he had all his niggas on stage, and all his niggas knew his words.
There you go. There you go.
They knew his song. I challenge DMV artists to do something like that. And not just have your posse up there looking stupid. Looking at birds. Running to each other. This is why this area has been the blow for 20. It's been 20 fucking years. We ain't blow yet. We are a lukewarm volcano. And the reason why is because we don't know how to conduct business. You're going to Miami. There are 8,000 independent designers in this area. Why did not one have a shirt with their name on it?
What?
Or partner with an up and coming brand? I don't know. Like, do we do this? Do we partner with an up and coming brand?
Maybe so.
Everything else, they don't
I
copy the
think
right
so.
So if you gonna come down there, at least wear some DC swag.
Yeah. The wife beater and jeans ain't DC swag.
No.
That's not. People think it is, but it's not.
And this is what I saw. Lackluster songs, lackluster performances, and things that we could be doing better. I literally text my nephew, I was like, dog, you should have came. And he was like, why? I was like, because they needed you.
Sad, man. Sad.
I was embarrassed to be like, I'm from the DMV. Because them boys, if it was a contest, like us versus them, we are clearly in last place in this city.
That's
I
bad.
can believe it. It doesn't surprise me. It's sad.
And then watching the room, why would you come to Miami, not the network?
Yeah, that's what you need to do. Some people don't take it serious like they say they do.
Yeah, exactly. They talk the talk, but don't walk the walk. And that's when they weed themselves out. It's not just in music. It's in a lot of different things. So I mean, it's frustrating. Like you say, they didn't represent the area, but we're the first one to be mad when nobody from the area representing them.
There you go.
It's a catch-22.
Or don't put
man.
them on.
Yeah, you got to be prepared.
How can we put you on if you're not prepared? But then again, if you see, like the young dude from Florida came up with a posse and was hot, had the whole club singing and stuff. The easiest thing you should have did in that moment was to take a picture. and just say, let me get your IG.
Yeah.
Then you could build a relationship and could collab with this dude. Fuck collabing with dudes that you already know. You collabing with so and so, you ain't growing your fan base, nigga. If y'all on the same block, how you growing your fan base? If we live on the same street, yo, me and CP3, we live on the same street. We about to do the CP3 151 mixtape. Who we marketing to? The same niggas.
Don't have a mind for business, man.
Why the fuck I want to market to the same people? We live on the same street. Why the fuck I want to market to the same people that you know that we know the same people?
That sounds like laziness to me, but
I just feel frustrated when I see there's so much opportunity and we squander it. And I love DMV artists, but clearly, they needed to do better during this thing.
yeah.
Like, oh, by the way, we had an A&R for Def Jam, my man Big Huff in there. And then we had a brand ambassador, Empress Raw, for MMG in the building. And you bought your C game. Maybe D+.
You can't help everybody. People that don't want to help themselves, you can't help them.
But everybody else bought their A, B, and A+ game.
What can you do, man? What can you do, bro? You gotta want it. If you don't want it, you're not gonna get it. And you want to continue on the path that you're on, and don't want to put the work in, like the Ant was on earlier. He said all the key things, and it's like when you ask him the do's and don'ts, it's like I think he was listening to our show before, because he was basically highlighting everything that we talk about to the artist. So he already has a leg up in the game. So you got to know the business side of it. You got to invest in yourself, and you got to want to be great. You can't just want to be mediocre just so you can get some, do a little bullshit show at a cookout and get a little chick to take home. And you think that's what making, being a rap artist is about. You want to be on that circuit for the rest of your life. But if you want to make it great and be great and make it big, you got to take it seriously and be ready. It's a business. It's not just about smoking weed and going to the studio and telling your folks you're going to the studio and spending money on some mediocre music. We don't need that. Trust me. I don't want to hear it. And I'm going to tell you I don't want to hear it. I done saw CDs out my car. Mid-sentence. If it's up that bad, it becomes a frisbee. Simple.
Can you use a dollar frisbee?
They're good distance, too. Straight across Cincinnati.
You know what? See, I was just asking a question in general, but goodness.
Hey, man. Wasn't even my CD. Told them to take it out. They didn't. Thought it was a game.
And you threw their CD?
Tossed that bitch out the window. Got that distance. I almost hit a train. Metro train.
Yeah, nah, you said what you said. You said
So,
what you said.
I don't know.
You about to,
I said that was a big shot.
he over here about to be out. He about to be
CP3, before you get too twisted, and I apologize because of the whole DMX thing. We didn't get to sports.
Oh, yeah, I know. I was like, cool. Capitals prevailed. Beat the Devils 5-4. They were up 5-2. Devils came back. Lack of defense again in the late periods for the Capitals has me a little concerned going forward. The new coach, I gave him a little leeway, but we've been seeing this consistently all season. We've seen a couple of games where they played lockdown defense, but we've seen more games of them giving up 2 and 3 goal leads lately. They're still at the top of the Bass Media Metro. I think they're still tied for most points in the whole league. So, I mean, you can't really complain too much, but there's stuff that has to get tightened up, especially with the goalie situation. 2 young goalies, not sure which one will make that move to the top, or they're going to make a move at the trade deadline. With Hendrik Lundqvist going out with heart surgery, that kind of threw a monkey wrench in the Capitals' plans. But we're going to see how things go. I think it's only about maybe 20 games left in the season. So we're going to see how things fall out. We also have the NFL offseason, in swing. have the draft coming up at the end of the month, the 29th, going to the 1st of May. So stay tuned for our off-season and pre-draft special. I'm coordinating with Dujane now so we can do our yearly special, breaking down all the prospects and talking about some of the free agent moves that's been made up to this point or when we do the show. Stay tuned for that. Probably about maybe 2 or 3 weeks trying to coordinate now. Also, we'll have the NFC East Roundtable coming up. We started that last year with a couple of the podcasters for the other teams, for the Eagles, Cowboys, and the Giants, along with myself and the Washington football team. We're trying to coordinate another group roundtable to discuss the upcoming season. I just reached out to the Giants guy the other day, and we're trying to coordinate schedules now, so be on the lookout for that. We got baseball season is underway, but unfortunately the Nats haven't been able to get underway because of COVID issues. The Braves, they were supposed to play the Braves today. That game got postponed, but they said it should be getting made up by Tuesday. There were 4 or 5 players that they were saying might have to be on the injured list or whatever for the team to go forward. You know, with baseball, at least it's a little bit different. You can call players up. So we're going to see how that falls out. Now we'll cover everything and recap the last 2 weeks for the Capitals and the Wizards and whatever other sports you want to talk about on Sports in the Hill podcast. Starting season 6 tomorrow night, 9 o'clock, streaming live on Zoom. Not even Periscope. I think I got the Twitter thing set now. I didn't get it set for the feed. So if you're used to seeing me on Periscope or Twitter, hopefully tomorrow night you'll be getting the feed because I think I figured it out on the platform that I'm using. And also on YouTube, and I'm working on Instagram also. It's hashtag CP3 SportsOTHP and SportsOTHP Apparel. Trust me, it'll come up.
That was a mouthful.
Man, it's just so much, man. And then, oh yeah, by the way, if you're looking for a new used pre-owned
There you
certified
go.
vehicle, come on down there. Waldorf Honda at 2450 Crane Highway across from the Lowe's and the Popeyes. Ask for Carol, Car Sales Professionals. I will get that deal done for you, baby.
Yeah, why you have to say baby at the end of
Because
everything?
you gotta see what nice and cool.
Yeah, but what if it's a man that needs a car?
I call dudes baby sometimes.
Oh, you're such a
Word.
you sound like you got a pinky ring
I used to have
and baby powder in your pocket, the little travel size.
Say it like you mean.
See,
Come on with it.
see, that's what I'm talking about right there.
Hey man, that is ain't enough pimp like you in my life, though.
So you excited to see the Nats play the Braves?
Definitely.
Because you know that's a rival right there.
I've been waiting for baseball, period, man. I don't remember being such a big baseball fan, but yeah, I love baseball.
Me too.
Can't wait for the season to start because I still think the Nats have the potential to, get another title in the next year or two. If
I'm
not
gonna
next
lose
year.
my mind if they do it. I lost my mind a little bit the last time.
I mean, well, like I say, when Sports on the Hill, I like to, point out when I made valid points that go and they're coming to fruition. But everybody was upset when Bryce Harper went to Philly.
Yeah.
And I said,
But as
I'm
soon
not
as he
tripping.
left, what happened?
We got Juan Soto.
But what happened when we?
Oh, we won the championship.
Exactly.
But
I was upset. Me and Bryce got a divorce because of it.
I mean, I wasn't really upset. It's a business. He wanted to be the highest paid man. He knew he wasn't gonna get it here. I was mad he went to a division rival.
That was the main. That's the reason why we got divorced.
Yeah, that sucks. But I mean, we won the title. But like I said, we have a nice young core. You got Juan Soto who is going to maybe possibly outshine Bryce. He's only had 3 professional seasons, and look at the numbers he's putting up and the way he's producing, and he's so cool, calm, and collected. And that World Series run, he played a critical role in a couple of key games. So I mean, Victor Robles, you got Trey Turner, you got Michael Taylor gone now. That sucks. I like Michael Taylor. But you have a young core here, and they're going to be good for a while as long as we can keep Strasburg healthy, Mad Max healthy, and continue to build the rotation around them. I think that the Nationals are going to be a contender for a while. They just got to put it together. They did it once on an outstanding run, and I think they can do it again. That's one of the reasons I love having the show, because we got to cover the Mystics, the Capitals, and the Nationals championship runs from the beginning of the season all the way to the end. So, that's why one thing I love about doing my show, man. Getting to see some great things and, get credentials, working on getting some more. So stay tuned, depending on what sports are get back in the full swing and actually get people to the event. So stay tuned for so much more, because we got a lot coming for season 6. I'm trying to get some things done. Just a lot on my plate right now. People, bear with us.
I ain't got no tickets to a lingerie football league.
because it's pay-per-view. I gotta figure out it's like most of them are up north.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't really too many down this way.
Didn't Cal's daughter was like a quarterback, wasn't she?
Yeah, no, it was Mark Rippon.
Oh, Mark.
His daughter, yeah, Mark Rippon. Yeah, his daughter was a quarterback for the Laundry. I actually follow her on Twitter. Yeah,
I'm
We
sure
bet
you
you
do.
do.
I knew somebody's daughter.
I played center for
She
her.
was the QB. Yeah.
She might get sacked a few times.
You know what? See, this is
I'm
what I'm
just
talking about right
saying.
here. This is what we be talking about.
I'm just saying. She knows.
Okay, Lady Anna, can you save us?
Yeah, I mean,
from CPT's perverted
Right.
black hole.
Man, look, we all got some things
we what?
think about when nobody knows about.
Oh, okay.
Oh, don't even get started. I know you. I know
What
you
you
got some.
mean? I am not you.
But I know you are you. Not the innocent persona.
I'm very innocent.
There you go. I knew it was coming.
I don't know why you think otherwise. Anyway, I won't be here for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Guys, at least 2
Our
weeks.
ratings just went down.
Oh,
All you stalkers.
don't do that. Don't do that. I might try to call in if I'm not drugged out. I'm out for medical reasons. But if I'm all right, I might call in.
Trying to get that bullet removed.
You done? You done? So who shot me though?
I don't
That's
know.
the question.
I mean, you stabbed somebody, so maybe they came back with a gun. I don't know. That's normally how it goes.
Where's the bullet? You trying to say I got a bullet in my head?
I already killed Bill.
A lot of hostility going on.
Right. He's such a hater.
It's
First he mad because he was like, your stalkers ain't gonna watch.
Yeah, we gonna lose readings.
Now he talking about something you will get that bullet removed.
From bedside of the hospital.
Really?
Man.
Yeah. I'm doped up, but I'm here in spirit.
I'm gonna have my head wrapped up because apparently I'm getting a bullet removed from my brain.
I didn't say brain.
You might as well just go with it. But yeah, I won't be here, and when I do come back, I might have to catch a ride with CP3. So you guys pray for me.
Yeah, we will.
I'm safe.
Pray for me. That's all I can say. But I definitely will be watching. I might fall asleep on y'all, but I'm gonna still be watching.
Right.
Yeah, it should be interesting. Might see if we can get it standing.
Who was that there?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No, not right off the top of the head.
Oh, okay.
But we're gonna think maybe we get somebody. Gotta have 3 people make the same as 2.
Yeah.
Gotta have somebody trying to bounce
You be a
something
lady?
crazy.
Yeah, 'cause I don't know, because I don't sit over there.
You might not want to sit next to him. So he got this like weird vibe going on.
Yeah, I know.
I don't
So-
know. We'll figure it out.
He said, Don't
we-
get no strippers to try to come in here and fit in with me. You know what? That's what I'm talking about. That's how you gonna get your ratings back, huh?
Gotta do something. The stalkers ain't turning in shit.
They might. You never know.
Some jokers getting views on Periscope. Like they follow on Periscope and everything. They loyal.
Well, hey, we need loyal viewers.
You know, you got folks in there. Oh, were you gonna play the track, the New Zealand dude?
I can't find it.
Oh man, you have me waiting in anticipation for that.
I'll have it next week. I just gotta remember where I put it. It's not in my normal spot.
I was anxious to hear that joint.
But I will play Lady C.
All right. Lady C.
See, lucky that you're cool with me because normally I just skip your shit when they have commercials. We got ladies.
When it comes to trimming your balls, always use the right tool for the job.
Manscaped is the only men's brand dedicated to below-the-waist grooming and hygiene.
Some of us have let our downstairs garden get a little too out of control.
With the star of the show being the Lawnmower 3.0.
This thing is incredible. I'm clean as a cucumber down there. With skin safe technology that helps reduce nicks and cuts when you're trimming that sensitive area down there.
It's also waterproof, so you can use it while showering. It has an LED light at the head of it, to illuminate the way for your grooming endeavors.
A quick charging dock for quick and easy access on the countertop.
Manscaped's Performance Package bundles some of Manscaped's most iconic products together.
The Weed Whacker, which is cordless, waterproof, and designed with skin-safe technology.
My nose hair grows like a caveman, so this comes in handy.
Crop preserver, okay, you know what that is? Ball deodorant. Why? Because balls smell funky.
Ball toner right here, spray a little bit on your balls, boom, wakes you up. Boom!
You get all this plus 2 gifts, the Shed travel bag and their Manscaped anti-chafing boxer briefs.
So fellas, you get all this plus free shipping at manscaped.com.
Your boss will thank you.
Order your performance package today.
Out of the hair I got, don't keep on shit. Ain't nobody waxing nothing.
All right, this shit don't play after this. After this, then she about to be short.
When they talk about man.
Ooh, ladies, please. I feel like a DJ in the 90s.
Nice sightseeing.
Yeah. This shit's dope.
East to the west, to the north, to the south. Love, I affection, yeah man. Love, I direction, for sure. My eyes be teardrops of blood, that mean I am dead. Resurrect to life, more life. Is the powers of far Rasta man says, come forth to life, more life. Give us the teachings of His Majesty, Jah Rasta man born the philosophy, and take back the stolen legacy. Santa Claus and Jacana, Satan and ya. 24 elders at 24 hours. 4728 time and a debate. AK-47 we are rich on the gate. Until I wet my glittering sword, Rasta man I can't win. Mine eyes be teardrops of blood, that mean I am dead. Resurrect to life, more life. All is the powers of far Rasta man says, come forth to life, more life.
Used to live off the land, used to live off the grid. Teach our kids and our kin to be self-sufficient in everything, cause we're already free. We're being coaxed in, traded in for false security, creating problems so that they can offer us solutions. It's less trouble to fool us than convince us that we fooled in. I take it from creative to survivor when I school them. So once I put the truth upon the youth, they can't refute it, just salute it like.
And I be teardrops of blood, that mean I am dead. Resurrect to life, more life. All is the powers of far Rasta man says, come forth to life, more life. IS is ASR's garden. Jah Rasta man with the lyrics where I spit. Tear down Babylon fraction, tear down the geometry. Lalibela and exam, Ethiopia higher say. Listen me, you see me, he's a Rasta man you see. If you see, you will know. Higher king, see ya see. Higher Jah, higher God, don't compromise apology. From A to well and we Jah Rasta man as well. My eyes be teardrops of blood, that mean I am dead. Resurrect to life, more life. Is the powers of far Rasta man says, come forth to life, more life. Slain before the foundation of creation, I man salvation. Teachings of His Majesty that could have been never wrong. Education dominant, that is a Rasta man. You alone the creator of all life, image life, one life. Yelling Jah Rastafari. Hey, mine eyes be teardrops of blood, that mean I am dead. Resurrect to life, more life. All is the powers of far Rasta man Teardrops of blood, that mean I am dead. Resurrected life, more life. All is the powers of Father Rastaman says. Comfort in life, more life.
This man.
Watch it down. Rioting them now. Go, right.
Work done on the weekend, come we jam it. Celebration and having fun, them whining. Work done on the weekend, come we jam it. Celebration and having fun, them whining. Make your hands go up, up, up. Everybody jump up, up, up. Make your hands go up, up, up. Everybody jump up, up, up. Make your hands go up, up, up. Everybody jump up, up, up. Make your hands go up, up, up. Everybody jump up, up, up. Make your hands go.
Let's start off with Sunday. It's the family fun day. Spend quality time. Next day come, we go back to the grind. Fresh start of the week. Move the feet, go hard in the street. All them need is pure love and peace. Harmony, just love and peace. Thank God for a new day. So Tuesday, and that's quite alright. Weekend come, we gonna get our life. Hooray for Wednesday, at the middle of the week.
We gonna party together, soca music forever. Work done on the weekend, come we jam it. Celebration and having fun, them whining. Work done on the weekend, come we jam it. Celebration and having fun, them whining. Make your hands go up, up, up. Everybody jump up, up, up. Make your hands go up, up, up. Everybody jump up, up, up. Make your hands go up, up, up. Everybody jump up, up, up. Make your hands go up, up, up. Everybody jump up, up, up. Make your hands go.
Now we made it to Thursday, end of the work day. Time for you broke out, we gon' get this thing started early. Darling, it's your birthday, we gon' party like it's your birthday. Darling, it's your birthday, we gon' mash it up in the worst way. Thank God for a new day, so Tuesday, and that's quite alright. We get done and it's Friday night. Hooray, at the last day, party after party.
We gonna party together, soca music forever. Work done on the weekend, come we jam it. Celebration and having fun, them whining. Work done on the weekend, come we jam it. Celebration and having